Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all know what we here for. Down in the valley where the girls get naked. If you throwing fans, then you know they gonna shake it. 1, 2, break 'em. 3, 4, break 'em. These niggas grind hard, but these bitches grind harder. When I make it up out of this bit, I'm getting to the money. I'm fucking up a check. When I make it up out of this bit, I'm getting to the money. I'm fucking up a check. And with that being said, let me come on camera, y'all. Me and my daughter's been practicing all day. I don't know why. I gonna let us off. Y'all, I done fell down a Lil Murder music rabbit hole on the YouTube, okay? And thank y'all for everybody that's here with me, because y'all know I normally don't do late night like this, but this episode was just so good. And I feel like y'all done watched it already. So let me see who in here before we get started. Hey, Mother Black Diamond, thank you for coming. How are you feeling, my love? DM me if you don't want to put it in the chat. But how are you feeling? Ranting with Ricardo. Hey, boo, look, it done been a YouTube party. We done been from channel to channel to channel today. Hey, Melissa, how are you? Hey, Astute Queen B, how are you? Hey, Dana Dane. Oh, my people. Oh, I feel good. I got my people with me. I ain't even know about how to do this tonight. Hey, Nicole, how are you? Hey, Kimmy Nicole, my love. Hey, Lisa Renee. Not start twerking. Hey, so Deb. Not you start twerking. Deb, I sent you the link if you won't come up here. I sent it to you when I set up the stream, when I set it up in your inbox on IG. If you want to come up here with me, y'all, when I say y'all, this episode pulled out so many emotions for me. And I'm gonna try to make it through this bad boy without crying. But if I do, just give me a moment, your girl gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be all right. Just it was personal, okay? This episode was personal. You didn't get it. Guess what I'm about to do? Guess what I'm about to do? Ooh. I dropped it for you, Deb. There you go. You want to go ahead on and come on up here with your good sis. Hey, Yvette, how are you? I am pushing through. My love. I mean, I look a little raggedy right now. Y'all, if I stand up, people, when I tell y'all I got on my big mama dress, it's ridiculous, but it's comfortable. But this is actually, hey, my favorite Liberian pepper, okay? And you know you my favorite Liberian kind pepper, but I'ma just be honest with y'all because I done got frustrated. I done got frustrated so much because it's a few people that know and I said I was gonna do a give gab, but for those of you who are here, let me just go ahead and fill y'all in. So I have what's called long COVID, which means I'm still struggling with the symptoms of COVID. I am actually supposed to be wearing a pulse oximeter, and I have it right here. I will be cutting it on the check. So thick girl, if you're in the comments, don't come for me, okay? So I'm still struggling a little bit, and so I was told like, hey, we gonna be here, YouTube gonna be here, and I understand that. But this is actually therapeutic for me, like getting on here talking to you all versus just sitting here in the house with my walls and nothing else to do. So that's why I get on here and do it, because it actually helps me as far as with my mental, feel better. I'm sorry, and just connecting with y'all. Like I don't have no whole bunch of, I don't have no rude people that be coming in my chat, so where I feel like, this is hard for me to do, or I don't want to deal with it because I'm not feeling well. Um, because all of y'all are pretty, you know what I'm saying? Y'all loving and everything. So this, it helps me. It helps me feel better with everything I'm going through. I do have several medicines that I have to take, breathing treatments, and things like that. So I don't do much. When I'm gonna do a live, I don't do much that day. I pretty much lay down, and that's why y'all haven't been getting lives from me when I do put stuff out. I put out pre-records because in recording it, I can stop, catch my breath, and then go back to record and put it all together. So that's why we haven't done many lives as much as I would want to, or that we have been doing. But I be missing y'all. I be missing y'all, and like I said, y'all like my little family. So it be this be my little time. You know what I'm saying? Like to just be feeling normal. Cause girl, when I tell you your girl can't even walk around the house without feeling like I need to go see Dr. Now over there in Pasadena and be on my 600-pound life. Like that's how I be breathing. But other than that, my spirits are good. My spirits are high. Trust me, my nurse is right on the other side. Um, my nurse is right on the other side watching. If y'all hear, and I do want to apologize when I do put my pulse oximeter on when things either drop too low or get too high. It does beep. So if y'all hear some beeping in the background, that's what it is. I might have to be like 1 minute, y'all. Go off camera, take me some breaths, take me a few puffs, and I'll be back. Let me see what y'all saying. Hey, Chrislyn. Hey, my girl. How you doing? Well, it's a good thing you're feeling better. Don't overdo it. I won't. I promise you I won't. Well, then please keep talking to us. We appreciate you, but take care of yourself so your babies ain't stressed because they ain't playing about your health. Girl, not at all. Girl, not at all, baby. They be on my back. They be on my back. I was on a live. Was it my live? No, it was the live we do on Friday night. This Friday, it was on Let's Get Into It channel. And my thing started beeping, my baby all in the background, embarrassing me down to the YouTube. What's that number? What's that number? Baby, she gonna, when I say you gonna get me together, sister girl gonna get me together. We miss you too, but don't overdo it. No, I won't overdo it. And like I said, that's why y'all been getting pre-records versus lives. But baby, PValley, I just couldn't. Okay, I just couldn't do this on a pre-record because, baby, I want to get y'all feedback on this episode too. Okay, hey Candace, my girl, my love, how are you doing today? I hope everybody's doing great. Let me just greet everybody once again. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, if you're new here, baby, don't stay in the bushes. Okay, I like comments. We like to have conversations over here. Okay, so come on out the bushes and comment and talk to us. You know what I'm saying? My chat is friendly. We don't do the disrespectful over here on my channel. Not that I see disrespect on anybody's channel, but long as you're respectful, we good. Like, comment, subscribe. And if you've been here before, y'all know what to do, like and comment. And if you feel so inclined to do so, join the channel, okay? All right, join the channel if you want to. All my information is scrolling on the bottom. Baby, I'm learning this little TikTok thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a whole bunch of stuff on there. I mostly be doing duets with people because I ain't did nothing. I'm still learning it, okay? My kids had to teach me. Follow me on IG, Nola Reads. On TikTok, it's Hershey Kiss because I never really changed over my TikTok from my Twitter from when I have it before, and I'm working on getting that changed as well. And yes, I do live tweet during the shows. Last night, Deb had to tell me stop tweeting about everything because I was ahead. I was ahead on PValley than where he was. We started watching it at different times, so he was like, stop tweeting, don't tell it. And I'm like, well, I'm tweeting with everybody else. But he gets my notifications, so I had to go ahead on and let it go. Hey, Critic Chronicles, how are you? So glad you were able to catch me live. I like when people catch me live, child. I'm sorry about going live before y'all watch. Yeah, girl, I say this helpful. Girl, I say no, cousin. Because y'all know me and Rant and Ricardo done made ourselves cousins, okay? Baby, when I tell you, I had to go in her chat, y'all. And I was like, I hope she don't be mad at me, but I don't care. I'm the big cousin anyway. Y'all know how big cousins be. I'm the big cousin anyway. I was like, girl, now why you going live and I'm still watching this? I can't be, you gonna tell it to me before I get to doing it. Who said, I saw a little cousin in the background when it started beeping. Girl, yeah, girl. Child, that's all I got to see. That's all I got to say about her. But y'all, so I know I ain't been here for P-Valley in a long time. So while I'm waiting on Deb to come up, I'm going to go ahead and do a little quick run through of the rundown. Patrice Woodbine still slinging boxes like she's the preacher from heaven and she from below the pits of hell. Hey Yvette, my girl, how you doing? Let's kisses to everybody. She's still slinging boxes like she from the pits of hell. Andre gonna run for the mayor, Chuckalisa. He came home and found his wife, you know what I'm saying, giving face to someone else. And now he big mad, but I'm like, sir, you was all trying to be in Haley face on last season. Why is you mad? You not paying that lady no attention, and you couldn't even bring that lady no coconut milk and put in her refrigerator. Why she trying to protect you by sleeping in the basement? She should have put his ass in the basement. Um, Lil Murder and them did the tour. Teak did his thing on last episode. We saw Teak took his life, and that was just so very sad to me, y'all. I hope we ain't gonna just gloss over it. I hope we get to see a fume. You know what I'm saying? If not, we'll have a fume form on the channel. And I'm gonna go ahead and put on the community tab a list of the items that I got donated for the repast, the drinks, the people goods. And y'all tell me what y'all bringing. We're gonna have us a, rest in peace and memory of Tika, at least a little repast or something. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had their little drinks and stuff. Baby Uncle Clifford is still Uncle Clifford and Grandma Ernestine Couture, baby, I love what you're doing with the season. And I know I ain't nobody. I'm just a regular, degular, schmegular person. And you are the brains, okay, behind this operation. But girl, if you play with Grandma Ernestine, send them ancestors on somewhere else. Don't you let her take no food, no drink of water, no cup, no coffee, no handshake, no nothing. Okay? From the ancestors. Because if Grandma Ernestine died, Katori, we're going to have some problems, girl. You cannot kill off Grandma Ernestine. You cannot kill off Loretta Devine. You cannot do that. And this has not happened in the episode. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You cannot let it happen. She got to recover. She cannot be a casualty of the 19. Y'all, when I say y'all, I'm going to be in here grieving for real, for real. I can't even think about it. I'm be like Candace, dabbing my corneas around here, trying to get through a thing. And y'all, if y'all have not subscribed, go around there to Ranting with Ricardo, baby. She cracked me up. She got names for everybody. You hear me? From Blow Pop to Cinderella and the Wicked Stepsisters. I can't even think of some of the stuff she be saying, y'all. It'd be too funny to me. It'd be too funny to me. Make sure y'all also go subscribe to my brother So Deb channel if you have not done so. Okay, make sure y'all, baby, because baby, we be pushing out the good content around here. Okay.
We're a little argumentative over there too.
Well, we all argue.
I am.
We all argue. We like plies. We like the argue. But I mean, it's all in love, baby.
Yes, absolutely.
It's all in love. And sometimes I say stuff just to trigger Deb.
Y'all all do that to me. I don't know why y'all do that.
Because it's funny.
It's not funny.
It is funny. All right, you got the obituary for the fume? Okay, so we talking about Teak. I was saying if they don't give us a funeral for Teak, we're going to give him a little repast. A little memorial.
I believe
we're going to do a little memorial on the channel. And I'm going to post on the community tab, where people can donate what they say they're going to bring to the repast. And Rant Ricardo say she got the obituaries for the funeral. And I got I'm gonna bring the chicken wings because every black funeral got to have chicken wings. And the devil eggs, I'm gonna bring the sandwiches, the good kind. I ain't bringing no roast beef, so if you like roast beef sandwich, bring your own roast beef. Ain't nobody bringing no coleslaw.
I'll bring the alcohol.
You bringing the alcohol. Make sure you just have something good and clear for your sis.
Okay.
All right, come on, Candace. Yeah, he be looking good, B. You see him?
Yeah,
All right. Now let's go ahead and get into this episode, y'all. Now, can I just say, when we seen Loretta, when they opened up, and we see Loretta on the stage singing in her form of how we used to seeing Loretta, I
oh my
said,
God.
y'all, my heart sank. I was
Yeah.
like, no God, no God, because I just knew. I just knew she was gone on to glory. I just knew she was gone on to glory. Rand Ricardo said, I'm going to have my mama make the pasta salad. Come on, girl. I hope the pasta salad be good. Thank you for the super chat, K-Rup. I'm here for Big T's funeral repast. I'm still in mourning. Glad you're feeling better. Thanks, my love. Girl, yes. I'm going to use your $10 and I'm going to go to Sam's to get the plates. Because, you know, you can get the big thing of plates. Y'all think 200 will be enough? 200 should be enough. I'm going to get the plates. I know Lil Murder probably be good for a case of the chicken or the big macaroni or something. And Uncle Clifford don't come around here with no container and think you about to get you a plate and just leave like you did them last people funeral. You gonna at least sign up. You gonna at least sign the guest book. What you say, Credit Chronicles? I didn't grow up on pasta salad, but I love a good pasta salad.
Oh
You know,
yeah, I
pasta
love pasta
salad be
salad.
everything.
I make a good pasta salad too.
Okay? And Rant Recorder, well, you gonna be the security too, calling out the people. And everybody gonna have 2 to 3 minutes to speak their piece. Okay? But let's get back to Grandma Loretta. Lord, now I'm calling the lady about her real name. Grandma Ernestine. I love me some Loretta Devine, and I don't care what she play in. Okay, I'm always gonna remember. Oh, I hope he watching.
Yeah.
He watching.
I hope he's not
I'm
watching me
always
walk
gonna
away.
baby, share the recipe. They want the recipe for the good pasta
I
salad.
might have to do like one of my vlog channel where I show you the recipe.
Yay! Come on now.
And by the
And
way, my ex-girlfriend showed me how to make it the way I make it. So
Thank you for becoming a member to the channel,
oh,
B. I just call her grandmother, baby. She is the mother of all mothers.
yeah.
Loretta is classic mama. Yes, Critic Chronicles. Yes, she is. So when we saw her singing, right, and I was like, okay. And then y'all, I was a little confused at first because I had took my medicine and make me kind of sleepy, but I was not waiting till 9 o'clock. I wasn't waiting till 8 o'clock in the morning. I was gonna push it, right? So I'm like, that looked like the paint. And then I realized it clicked to me. Okay, so this is the connection with Uncle Clifford in the pink. You know what I'm saying? And so then we see her auntie come up and want to give her a drink, and she like, no, it's not time. I don't want the drink. And the lady telling her, come on, it's time for you to take your rest. Y'all, if I wasn't cussing the auntie out at the TV, like, go from between where you came from. Go back between the rocks in the mountains that ain't gonna cry in your place. If y'all been in the church, y'all know ain't no
I
rock
know
gonna
that
cry
song.
my place. You know what I'm saying? Go back with the rocks in the mountains that ain't gonna cry in your place because it ain't her time. She ain't coming. Y'all, I wanted to bat that drink up out of her hand. Y'all, I was so mad. I felt, I don't come. Because for me, it was an omen. Like when
Yeah.
Loretta came to the house on the last episode, she was calling him her daddy. Daddy, is that you? Is that
Yeah.
you? And then now this, my
I
heart
didn't
just,
connect. I didn't even connect that, but go ahead.
you know what I'm saying? My heart just couldn't handle it. I was like, Katori, you better not be. We had teak last week. We better not be about to have another one. And then the death omen throughout the episodes this season is kind of like a.
Yeah.
But if anybody else could die, it could be Derek, not Mama Ernestine.
Yeah. She cannot die. I don't think
She
she.
can't.
I think contractually she can't die on the show.
I hope not. I hope that's what she put in there. But
Yeah.
so we see her, and the next thing you know, we see Uncle Clifford and Haley. Baby, Uncle Clifford got on his money mask with his money dress.
I
I don't
love that
know.
dress.
Listen, I don't know who is styling Uncle Clifford, but can you come help your girl out, okay? Can you come help me out over here? All right, because baby, let me tell y'all, I got this hat on because this wig is plopped up on top of my head. It ain't, baby, it ain't got to be glued. It ain't stitched. It ain't nothing. It's just sitting up here. And when I pull this head off, it's probably gonna come the hell off right with this hat, okay? I just put it on to do this for y'all because how I'm looking right now is toe up from the floor up, okay? Hey, Linda, how are you? Exactly, Melissa. Grandmother don't go to the light, girl. That's how I was feeling. But she told that half I know she didn't want that drink. That was Uncle Clifford mama, her daughter with them big chesticles trying to take her. Baby, she can't take her nowhere. She can't take her nowhere. She should have stayed with her mama. She should have told the light no, okay? It's just my opinion. All right, so we see them talking or whatever, and Uncle Clifford is saying basically, I'm much shutting down the scenes. This is all I have. This is the only thing that anybody ever gave to me. And Haley was saying, look, I took that money that I lost my daughter behind to buy this. And before we get nothing, I'm going to get everything you deserve. And Uncle Clifford, like, this is not about me. This is about you. So I get it from both standpoints. Haley, like, I don't want to lose what I invested. And I'm going to get us more than what we deserve. And we can move somewhere else. But for Uncle Clifford, the pink is not just a building. It's his family. It's his history. And now I feel like, Haley, I want the pink to just open back up and do what they not need to do. Don't let that stank ass inspector in there who put them sanctions on y'all had that whole picture at the door like they do the people who be stealing out of the beauty store. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That picture be at the door. You can't come in. That's how her picture need to be. She don't need to come in. And I just want the pink to be successful and don't let the casino come. Because I don't want Uncle Clifford to lose that history. But for me, it tied in so many
But I understood what she was saying though. That's the thing. I get Uncle Clifford's point of view, but I think that Haley is looking at it at a more realistic point of view of what's actually going to happen. And the fact is that they're going to either they're going to get nothing or they're going to get something. And so she's working for them to get what they deserve from it.
right. And listen, I agree. I see it from both standpoints. But what I like about it is, like, y'all know we were discussing it earlier, and I was saying
Yeah.
I like the fact that it pulls out so many
Mhm.
issues in our community, and this is one
Yeah.
of them. It reminds me of when grandmother or grandfather passed, and you have the house that been in the family for the longest, and you
Yes.
have the one auntie that want to sell because you got the upkeep, you got the taxes, you got the this.
Mhm.
Who's going to pay for all of this? Who's going to take care of it? And you have the developers that come in town, you know what I'm saying, that want to buy it. And you have the people that want to keep it in the family because this is the family house that grandmother and grandfather worked so hard and got this at a time when we weren't able to have anything. And then
Right.
you have the other people that say, but they buying up everything around us. This house is dilapidated, it's old. And either we're going to get it while the bargaining chip is in our favor, or we're going to give it when they want to give us pennies to nothing.
I think that you also have to think about, like, normally it's the people who've never really been invested in the space. Now with Uncle Clifford, that is different because Uncle Clifford's been there and the been the person who's running that place. But Haley, to me, like, she's in a different space because it's like we can try to hold them for as long as we want to, but eventually they're going to take this from us. Like, so let's get what we can get from it. And I know that she doesn't have the emotional attachment to the paint, but I think what she's saying is right. It's the fact is that it's going one way or the other because they can't afford to keep it up. So let's get the money from it so that at least that when they do come and get it, you don't feel like you didn't get anything from it.
Now, what I would have liked to see them do is, even though the club was open,
Mhm.
for the people who couldn't, let's say, like, oh boy, so his wife, he was going to run out and make a run. Why we didn't keep, highest, well, not higher, but use some of the girls when they wasn't on the dance floor to keep the car wash experience going. To bring,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they could have done both, which would have cut in money because, okay, the club itself was shut down. Why we didn't go back to the car wash thing?
You know what I think that we're missing from it too is that like Mercedes is not the big deal, but she was in the car wash.
I mean, but look, out with the old and with the new. Now, how I feel about Mercedes is, girl, your arms so up right now, you can't, and I mean, y'all, they hired some girls that's, I'm sorry, Mercedes, they washing you. They
Yeah.
washing you on the pole. But what I'd like to see
But
her
your
do
but your
is
idea
take a different role.
but your idea does work because what if she stay working at the car wash? Because she was the main attraction of the car wash.
So let her have the car wash
Yeah. Make her money.
and
Let the
make
new
her
girls
money.
make the new girls work in the actual club.
You know what I'm saying? Or you're right. They did. They tore the car wash up and put everything back in the pink. See, we should have took the
Oh,
money that was left and did that.
okay.
We should have took the money that was left. Like it. I just wish it would have been a way they could have kept it both going. It would have been
Yeah.
2 streams versus 1 stream. If this one gets shut down, then you have another one. So I get that. I see that. Not Uncle Clifford come home. Well, before Uncle Clifford come home, you have Lil Murder gone in there taking care of grandmother.
I love that
Okay.
scene.
And baby, it was so sweet. It was so everything. And it maybe not this season, but I'm pretty sure it should be green lit for another season. We better get a Little Murder just ready to be with Uncle Clifford and don't care what nobody say and get a
Yeah.
Little Murder Uncle Clifford wedding. With the strippers down to the pink throwing the flowers like this.
Yes.
Or maybe they could be throwing condoms instead of flowers. I don't know. But I'm I'm all for a Little Murder at Uncle Clifford wedding, okay? So that was so sweet. He was taking care of grandmother Ernestine and he feeding her. She's baby, he walk up in there with the food. She say, collard greens. Yams. I said, well, goddamn, the smell's still working. And she said, that's better than that old nasty chicken and dumplings Clifford made for me. He feeding her and they talking. And I'm just like, and it reminded me so much of my grandmother. Like I was telling Deb, like normally, anytime my grandmother gets sick, I'm on the road. I send home, baby. I'd have been doing this video from New Orleans. My grandmother was recently in the hospital.
Mhm.
But because of my health issues, I can't get down there to be with her. So seeing him take care of her, like that's what me and my grandmother do. You know what I'm saying? So that just I cried the whole damn episode like a baby. Okay, when I say it like a baby, the baby, but just to see, even though he was going through what he was going through on the inside, to be able to put that aside, to
Yeah.
take care of to take care of her. And there's so many people these days who don't revere our elderly in
Mhm.
our community, and they so stuck on what they're going through. And not saying that what he was going through was trivial or less, because baby, I don't even know how he walking around and not balled up in the bed somewhere. Okay,
Right.
but to see him put that to the side and take care of her, and not just take care of her, it was just so loving and nurturing.
Yeah, it's like the relationship between them is so amazing to just watch it because it's like the fact that he's cooking food, like, I mean, he must have put his foot in it because she even loved it more than what Clifford made. So it's like he's really invested into that time and that space. But they're also, it's almost kind of like watching the healing between the two of them because, he's there because of the trauma that's happened to him. And they're kind of like really healing each other at the same time.
Chrislyn, I play too much at the wedding. Me, Nola, and so they'll be to be guests. I'm trying to tell you, baby, but cause listen, them country folk, the food gonna be good. Now I ain't around there gonna eat no hog mogs and no pig feet,
I'm eating
but
hog moss and pig feet now.
but I'm down for the greens and and the
You're the
yams.
first person I've ever
Okay,
heard say hog mock in like years. People don't even know what that is. My great grandmother used to make that for me.
Mercedes should be training the girls to work at the Pink using her gym.
Yeah,
I
but
definitely
she don't have
agree.
no gym.
Well, she got the building that Haley gave her the money for. I mean, she behind on the payment, but they ain't took the key yet. What
Oh,
she need to do is go put Pastor Woodbine out, take them girls and
mhm.
be in front there and let them know how she got the money for said church.
I would put some poles right up in the middle of that church.
Baby, we be all in the parking lot. Shake it, right leg, left cheek, right cheek, left cheek, right cheek. I'm telling you, I'd be shaking it all down in front of the church. And I'd walk up in the church, cash money taking over for the 99 and the 2000.
Yeah.
I make sure she broadcasting while I do it too. Yup.
Mhm.
When she hollering about where the blessings reside, I'll be over there where the cheeks be clapping, where the cheeks be clapping, where the cheeks be clapping.
Now you got to hit that candy legs and hips and body.
I'm mad with legs, hips, and body because somebody told me that was the ancient BBL ritual. Meanwhile, I still got thunder thighs and the fruit pie, so I don't want heat. But I'm just saying, Woodbine would come up off my building or my money. But
Absolutely.
I would like to see her in a more executive role over the girls,
Yeah.
so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like pass the torch. You were the headliner, but you're not the headliner. And then let her do that. You keep the girls in order, showing new routines, and then have her do like once a month or something for the people who love her. That you know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna like the new girls, but when you like somebody, you like them. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Have her come back out at least once a month or something like that. Like, oh, it's Mercedes night. Damn, we get to see her. And then she could be working with the voodoo priestess and her sidekick to learn how they work in the poles and learn some new stuff mixed with what she got.
Yeah.
But that scene was in the it was so touching to me to see them and he feeding her and wiping her face and they just talking because baby when he said under his name she said who he said little murder she said I like that better. I like yeah grandmother. Meanwhile Uncle Clifford come in the house grandmama little murder little
Yeah.
homicide. I say not little homicide. Not little homicide, baby. Uncle Clifford was lucky. He was looking and he found them taking care of each other. And baby, I was like, if y'all two don't stop playing with me and kiss and makeup, and kiss and makeup. And so he starts talking to Lil Murder about Haley and what's going on. And he running the numbers to Lil Murder. And Lil Murder was sitting up there like, yeah, that's 1 point whatever million dollars. I see. I was like, you smart, smart. And Uncle Clifford was like, all right, little calculator. I said, who the hell be write this shit for him? But I like that he was able to talk to him
Yes.
in that, in that moment because they hadn't been talking. And he
Right.
had been pining over little murder. Y'all know how we do when they done made you mad and done pissed you off.
Hmm.
And you trying to act all hard, not acting like y'all know how we do with these iPhones and these Androids. You know how you put it where you can pull your screen down so you can see the message without them knowing you saw the message. You know what I'm saying? Type thing. That was Uncle Clifford was doing that, checking that Instagram and that Facebook, and then you really be mad like, oh, you out here happy? You out here partying and doing shit? You not sitting in the house miserable thinking about me and how to win me back? And that's kind of the mood that Uncle Clifford was in. You know what I'm saying? But I liked when Lil Murder asked Uncle Clifford, who are you? And Uncle Clifford said, I'm Uncle Clifford.
Hmm.
Who are you? And I'm who the world won't let me be.
Yeah.
Y'all, that was so deep to
That's
me.
deep.
That's so deep to me because so many times, so many people walk around here unhappy because they want to present as what everybody else wants them to be,
Mm.
and they die miserable. They live a miserable life because they not who they want to be. And I'm not talking about people who living from paycheck to paycheck. I'm talking about people who millions of dollars
Hmm.
and miserable on the inside. Y'all better know who y'all are.
I think that part was important for me, just thinking back to, before I came out and stuff like it was a really miserable time for me. You know what I mean? Like I knew what I wanted, I knew who I was, but I was not ready to risk losing everybody in my life. Um, and so when he said that, like that really like just hit really hard because it's like I remember those days. And to just know, like, I did lose a lot of people during that time when I did come out, but I also gained a lot from that. You know what I'm saying? And I think when it comes down to Lil Murder, like he will gain probably a lot more because we don't get to see if he has a mother or father or brothers. We don't see that on the show at all. So I think that he will get more from him coming out. But also, I guess with his career, that's where that struggle comes in at.
And that's what I was gonna say. He got the song with Meg that's playing on the road now, radio now. So I think it's harder, like for men who, and I don't want to offend, so tell me if I'm saying it wrong. But for men who present like Lil Murder presents, it's harder for them to come out and say this is what I like, because people like, oh, you supposed to be a gangster, you ain't no gangster, and now they want to try to test you. I personally don't get it, because that man is still a man. That man will still whip your ass whether he got on a wig or he got a bald fade. I don't get it, but I guess that's because I'm set up to be like, I love you for who you are, whoever, whatever.
I think that they feel that way because they are more masculine presenting. To me, like I'm not the most feminine guy, but I'm not the most masculine guy either. So I'm like in that middle space. But I think for like a Little Murder, he's a hood dude. Like I think it will be a little bit harder for him because, and again, you don't know, because when you do come out, like it is a rush or roulette situation. Like you can lose everything, or you could be like, people be like, well, we already knew. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you never really know. But to me, I mean, looking at where he's working at when the people at the Pink, and dealing with Uncle Clifford and having Loretta Devine, I never remember what her name is on the show. Loretta Devine. But having that, like to me, like he's going to gain more than what he loses. Period. Because we don't see a family or a friendship aspect. Even the guy that he works with, like he already knows. That's why he got rid of the other guy.
I don't trust him. Wody. I don't trust him. I feel like Wody is a snake. I do.
Really?
Yes, I don't trust him. Okay. I feel like he's presenting like he's on his side.
But so why did he get rid of wrong? Because he knew that though.
I feel like when the murder blow up and be big, he's gonna drop it. I think he's.
But why do you think he got rid of Rome when he knew that Rome knew about him though?
Because I think he wants to be the one.
Oh, they released the information.
Mm-hmm. The person who released the highest juicy information gets the most money. It's just something about. Listen, a person who sleep in the casket and you ain't dead, I don't trust you.
Well, I can't really do that.
I don't trust you. Now, if he come out to be a snake, y'all remember I said.
You heard it here first. I don't feel like he's a snake though. I don't feel like that.
I do. It's just something about him I don't trust. I don't trust him. He ain't earned my trust. He sleep in a casket and ride around in a gold hearse. Nope. No. Don't trust it.
I never looked at him like that.
It's something about him that just seem. It just don't seem.
But like, what has he done besides sleeping in the casket? Like, as far as their relationship that he's done that you felt this way?
You know how you can meet somebody and it's just something about their vibe. They ain't did you nothing. Mm-hmm. If we being honest, it's just something about their vibe. It's like it's off and you don't trust it. That's how I feel about him. Okay. It's something about him that just don't seem legit to me. I don't know why I get this feeling, but I don't. He has such a good heart. He's being a family for real. Yes, Lil Murder is. I'm guessing Lil Murder was raised by his grandmother. I believe in so too.
Yeah, me too.
I believe so too. That's Chris Lent. Nola, you said the strippers throw the flowers. I'm just saying, like that seemed to be we don't see Uncle Clifford. The only family we see Uncle Clifford have is grandmother Ernestine. Y'all know she's gonna be escorted in before the wedding party.
Yeah.
And we only person we seen Lil Murda have is Woody.
Yeah.
Who else gonna be part of the wedding party? Katori, you could put me and Deb could be a groomsman. I be a
Don't put
bridesmaid.
me in that wedding. I'm gonna try to wreck that wedding. Look, man, what's going on after this? Don't put me in that.
If you
I'll
try,
be a home wrecker.
if you try to come between Uncle Clifford and the murder, you gonna still be my brother, but we gonna fight. I'll be a bridesmaid. Got that wop, 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 wop. I want that all like that. Rand Ricardo could be the preacher. I'm just saying we don't see them with nobody else. So
Right. I hope we get like we're getting a backstory with what's her name? Is it LaShawn Krishan?
who?
Is it her name Krishan? The girl who's the man who's beating her and stuff?
Keyshawn?
Keyshawn. I hope we get a backstory like her for her and we got with Mercedes. I want one for Little Murder.
I want one for Lil Murder, and I need to know Haley growing up life.
Yeah, I want that one too. But I
Haley
definitely want.
Autumn Lakeisha Savage, whatever her new last name is. I need to know.
The only thing that I hope that they do not do is make his sexuality about like sexual abuse.
I hope not. Because that's not everybody's story.
That's not everybody's story. Yeah. But if
He
they keep it, and I think because what's the guy's name that's working with them? I can't think of his name, but he does a lot of the gay movies. Because he's working with them, I hope that he is very conscious of that.
They better not have Lil Murder Mama popping up and she ain't been in his life.
Yeah, I don't want to see it. The
I don't
mama,
want
the
to see
daddy,
it.
the brother, sister, nobody. I don't want to see nobody
I
there
want to
from this
see it.
young.
If
We
you
ain't
ain't
seen
been
them
here,
yet,
don't
but they
continue to
still
not
now.
be here.
Yeah.
Hey, that girl been here just feeding your face. It's deep though. You know what I'm saying? But be you. But that was so much. That was so much for me. So then we see Mercedes and her daughter. And can I say Mercedes pissed me?
Patrick Ian Park, that's what I'm talking about.
She pissed me off. Okay. Um, before we go there, let me see a few comments. People not able to live their truth because everyone around is so
So close.
close-minded, and that
Right.
hurts. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I had two friends. This happened to me twice. Two of my male friends. One I had been in one I went to high school with. One I knew from my first job. And
Well,
the one,
read the super chat first.
oh, I didn't even see it. Thank you for the super chat, Kara. Same here, Nola. I like how Woody took care of Rome and he cares for Keyshawn, but something is suspicious about him. Okay, I'm not the only one who said.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Ricardo, I am a legally ordained minister. Girl, I'm legally ordained to do marriages. I'll tell y'all that story in just a minute. I'm gonna leave this comment up here to remember, get that story. But so I'm gonna tell y'all about my first friend. My first friend I went to high school with. When we was in high school, y'all know how you do. What's your dream life, and you know what you gonna do, and you know your dream mate. Like, what's your perfect mate? And he had said bald head with sideburns. When he said that, I said, well, I knew that. I used to call him Honey Bun, but that ain't because for him being gay. That was because every day that's all he ate for lunch was a honey bun. So we grow up, we still friends to this day. When I tell you to this day, we still friends. And so when he finally came out and told me he was gay, I was mad. I wasn't
Right.
mad at him because he was gay. I was mad at him because he felt like I wasn't gonna be his friend no more. Well, I ain't gonna say I was mad. My feelings were hurt. But my feelings were hurt because I felt like you
But
should
you don't
know
be
me.
knowing though.
Listen, we almost ran over our high school principal together. Okay, that would have been murder.
It's still you still don't be knowing.
You know what I'm saying? I just
I
felt
don't
like, but you
know.
know how you feel like, but you ever have those moments
I
where
can
you
see where you're coming from
so close
because
to a person, but
because I
then
went
I
through
took
that.
myself out of it, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, when he told me like, hey, you know, my best friend like fought me when I
Mm.
told him, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, I felt so bad. I was like, man, listen, Who you sleeping with ain't got nothing to do with me.
Mm.
But I mean, just make sure whoever you with, they fine and they treat you right. Because if they don't treat you right, they gonna catch these hands regardless. And I meant that. You know what I'm saying? That my yes, yes, we almost ran over the principal on accident on purpose. We didn't like her, and she was crossing in the parking lot, and we was coming back from lunch because we were seniors at the time, so
Thank
we
God y'all didn't do that.
we were able to leave. I was in the passenger side, okay? I was in the passenger side. But we were able to leave and go get our lunch, which really we
Yes,
had
you
a
were.
senior meeting, so we was coming back because we were out of school by 10 o'clock. And he had hit the gas. And we got like this close. Got like this close to her. And she was like, and he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Um, Forward some years later and finding out they was Trump supporters and stuff like that. And being that she had told us like God wanted black people to be slaves when we were in school.
Your
And we
principal
didn't have
said that?
yes. Well, she
Oh, I
wasn't
thought
the
it was y'all
principal
wrote
at
over
the
the school.
time. She was the history teacher who got promoted to the principal after she told us that God wanted black people to be slaves. So because we didn't have the technology to get here to the new world, we ain't feel bad about it, but we didn't want to spend our life, in the clink clink.
I
So
might have been in the car in the backseat like, hit that bitch. No, for real. Like,
well, we did have somebody else that was in the back that said hit that bitch. And then my other friend, we worked together, and that was like my lunch buddy, baby. When we ain't have no money, like for both of us to eat, we shared plates. You know what I'm saying? And you gonna ask me to use my phone, and you know I am hard of hearing. So my phone is always up on loud. Talk about you gonna call your girlfriend. Now I wasn't trying to eavesdrop. Like I said, I'm hard of hearing, so my phone always at the height. So I'm looking when the person say hello. I say, so I hear the talking, and unless your girlfriend sick, I know she ain't around here sounding like this. What I'm saying? So I'm like, that sound like no girlfriend on the phone. That sound like a little boyfriend. And he came out and told me, and I was like, oh, all right, cool. Like it wasn't. He was like, you not mad at me? You not gonna stop being my friend? I was like, for what? What I'm gonna stop being
but
with?
you don't be knowing
But
all that.
everybody is not
Yeah, you
like
don't
that.
know.
But I don't understand. To me, that's conditional love.
Yeah.
If you only love a person when they're living the way you expect them to live, then you don't really love them.
Yeah.
Now, unless you commit murder, I'ma love you, but I'm gonna turn you in for the Crime Stoppers reward money. I'm gonna use part of it to get you, a good lawyer, but I'm gonna still love you.
I'll
I,
say
I
I lost a lot of my friends when I came out.
Then they
A
wasn't
lot
really
of
your
them.
friends. I mean, I know it hurt, but that's how I feel about it. Like
Yeah.
them
The
people
the
that you
crazy part
lose,
is none of them was my homegirls though.
you know what I'm saying? I feel like those people that you lose are not people who were meant to go with you on a journey of your life. That be there. They ain't people who needed to be there. Now, what y'all talking about? What y'all talking about? I saw somebody say, "Hey, see you." Rand Ricardo. So I'm supposed to talk about me being ordained, right? So I had two friends here in Texas, and they were trying to get married. Now y'all know gay marriage is legal everywhere, but
Yeah.
every time they would go to try to do their court date, they kept pushing it back or giving them some type of reason why they couldn't do it. So I just went online and was like, bloop, 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 bloop. Took a few little hours of courses, and I married them. I mean, I ain't married nobody since then, but I married them. The wedding was at my house. My son walked up the aisle. I had decorated my room. I had went to the Dollar Tree and got the little wedding stuff. Baby, I was everything. The pastor, the wedding coordinator, the DJ, the caterer, the bartender. We had a nice little drunk shindig down to my apartment. Yes, we did.
Me and Mike's husband, we got married at our house.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Thank you, thick girl. Wody is waiting for the perfect opportunity. See, I know I ain't the only one who see it.
I just I mean, and now you're saying that like I mean I don't even want to sway my mind that way, but I don't want to believe in that. Like I feel like he believes in this man, for real.
I'm not saying he don't believe in him, but I do feel like if it's a way for him to get paid off for telling the story and exploiting him, he will.
I
He will.
don't get that from him.
Dad, this for you. Somebody's named Cha Cha. Hey, Cha Cha.
Hey, Cha Cha, y'all say hi to her earlier.
Oh, I'm sorry. And I see. Y'all know I be missing stuff sometimes.
But no, I don't see that with him. Like, I mean, honestly, I feel like he's been helping Little Murder cover up the fact that he's gay for a while now. So it to me, like from the turn him to me, you never know though. So I mean, y'all could be right. I'll be oblivious and stuff too. So don't count on me to say that I see something that y'all talk about because I'll be oblivious to it. I would be.
When Dollar, yes, it was definitely when Dollar Tree was still a dollar. Cause baby, I went to Dollar Tree the other day. Well, not the other day. It was
Ain't
a couple
nothing
of
a
days ago
dollar.
before I got sick, and I went to get me a box of hot tamales because they always have them on their candy aisle, and I love me some hot tamales. And baby, when they sold me $1.58, I say for what? It's only 8 cents on tax.
You know that the what is the tea company that's always 99 cents?
The who?
It's the tea that's always it's the can, it's the tall can, the can look like this. It's
The
always
Arizona tea.
Arizona. They raised their prices.
That's why I drink the pure leaf tea now. I don't even care because I could
I
buy
was
them in a
so
gallon.
upset. I was like, now y'all been keeping 99 cents even when inflation happened for everything. What in the world made y'all change these prices?
Exactly. Girl, let's get a business together. I don't care if you look, I'll even help you throw a divorce party if you need want to get divorced too. Okay? I'll do it all. Nothing is wrong with the house. You know what? It be them house weddings that last longer than the weddings that people spend
Yeah,
$300,000 on.
yeah.
But anyway, so Mercedes pissed me off. This episode, she pissed me off. She pissed me off. I felt bad for her, but she pissed me off.
She didn't piss me off. I understood her.
I just feel like when you've gone through certain things
Mm,
in life, you should know you should look at how you was handled
right.
and handle the next person better than that. I did not like it. Pissed me off. Her tricking her daughter like they about to go get some yogurt and you down there around there about to take her to the clinic.
But I don't think that she knew any better. But I think because of how the episode went, she changed. So like to me, I didn't hate her because I'm like because and then they were showing the story of how her mom did her. I understood it. It was just like, she was going to do what her mom did, but then she was like, you know what? Make your own decision. And to me, I thought that was very responsible. I thought that was it showed her growth. And I appreciated her story from this week.
I just want to see a softer side of Mercedes. It's like ain't no softness nowhere in
But you
there.
gotta give
But then
but
I guess I look at
you gotta give her the fact that she's been screwed over all the time. Like her mother literally stole all her from her mom. Like it's gonna be hard for her to be a softer side because I think we've seen a softer side of her with her daughter this week.
mm,
Because she was like, you know what, make your own decision. They showed the clips back and we saw this. To me, this was the salt that we're gonna get from her because I could not imagine my mother doing what her mom does to her.
no, no, no. Her mom did. Like I say, it's just I wanted to see her be. Well, she ended up being different with her daughter,
Yeah,
and she didn't. Like her mama made her have her baby. You know what I'm saying? She gave
right,
her daughter the choice.
right.
Um, but it was kind of like in that harsh tone, and maybe I feel the way I feel because you know what I'm saying. It was personal for me. I would have a 21-year-old son.
Right. Like
You
I
know
said,
what I'm saying?
I would have a 16. I would have a 16-year-old right now.
You know what I'm saying? I would have a 21-year-old son. And so when you're in that moment, yes, I fucked up. Yes, I made a mistake, but I don't want to be talked to harshly. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't what I need, right? That's not what a person need, and that's a big,
I'm gonna do a story time with on my channel.
decision to make, especially when you are at such a young age. You don't really know what you want to do. You know, like for me, I know I didn't necessarily want to have an abortion, but I know at 16, going on 17, I was not prepared to be a mom.
Right.
You
To
know what
me,
I'm saying? But the
to me,
decision was taken away from me.
it's also about looking at the support you have around you. And I'm only even saying this because I wasn't 16, I was 22 at the time. But I'm looking at the support that my ex-girlfriend had around her. Like, your mom and your dad may not like it, but you have a whole family on the other side who will help you. Like, my mom would have loved to take my kid and let us finish school while, and be parents, while we were finishing school. But you never even gave the option. And like, to me, I really hate having this conversation because it makes me so sad. But I despised her since that day because it's like, one, I found out from my best friend that you even had the A word. Two, you never even came and talked to me about it. Three, you didn't include me in the decision. And four, F you, girl. Like, it's like I don't respect her. Like, I don't have any respect for that lady at all. And I don't like, and when like, I know she ain't no kids now, I'm like, you shouldn't have no kids because you make bad decisions when it comes to kids, period.
You know,
And I
it's
could
a
be wrong. I could be wrong for that, but I don't care.
I mean, it's a thing. It's a thing that you go through. Like my child would have been born in August. Trust me, every year in August, I remember. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that you deal with. That's something that you
Mine
live
was in
with,
February.
and that's not something to me. Yes, you have a limited time range in which this decision can be made. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like either way it go, whichever way you decide to go with the decision is something that you live with
Right.
for the rest of your life. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Ultimately, Mercedes made her do the decision, but like I've listened, seeing Patrice beat her like she did in that restaurant because she was protecting herself. So it was okay for you to pimp your daughter out to pay for that meal you didn't have money for. But it was not okay for her to be having sex on home with her boyfriend where you couldn't benefit from it. Long as you can benefit from her body and what she can do, it was okay. But when
Right.
you wasn't getting no benefit from it, now you want to beat the hell out of her. Like Patrice need help. How can you be anybody's preacher?
Yeah.
You haven't apologized, and it will be and I'm not gonna say that people can't change. Like if you're a person who grew up in the church and you read the
But she
Bible,
hasn't changed
you
though.
find right. You find in the that's what I was saying. If you're a person who grew up in the church or read the Bible, you find that a lot of the people that were used were sometimes the worst of the worst. Right. And I'm just using this for an example. I'm not saying you have to believe it or don't. I'm just saying if you grew up around it or
I
you
was,
know how the people,
I'm really about to go there in a minute. Go ahead.
you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Patrice couldn't have become a better person,
Yeah.
right? But she didn't fucking change. She's still the same evil, conniving. That thing is that thing is beyond the devil. That thing is beyond hell. She is below the pits of hell. And the sad part about it is this character could be developed because there
It's
are
it's
people
a, it's
like
a
this.
it's a real mother, to be honest. And
That's
like,
what
to
I'm saying.
me,
There are
I
people
don't even
like
like,
this.
to me, like, because it's making me angry right now. This is a real church mother for real. And I've seen this over and over again. I'm a PK. I've seen so many church mothers just like this. To me, I'm gonna just say, watching this, it doesn't even shock me or surprise me as to what she was asking her daughter to do or how she treats her daughter, because they look at you as a less than if you are not what they want you to be. Being a PK is so hard because you have so many expectations when it comes from the world and from these parents who are pastors, and they don't even live up to those expectations, but you have to live up to better
Yeah.
than them. And people don't care about it. And when you're going through your therapy, when you're going through life trauma, when you ain't made it through life, like me and my mom just had to her recently, and I'm glad my aunt's not over here because I'm like, I was never set up for life for real. Like I didn't know what life was like. I always thought that it was this church stuff that we went through. I didn't never learn about bills. I didn't learn about finances, saving money, on this like this. All I knew was church. That was it. You couldn't even like me when me and my sister were going through stuff in life. My mom never was like a mother to us. She was like the pastor, where the Bible says, "No, what did you go through as a parent or as a human being in real life? Because right now, I don't need pastor, my mom. I need my mother. You know what I'm saying?" That was the worst thing that for me, and I hate to say this because I love my mom to the end of this earth, but the worst part about my mom's life was her becoming a pastor, because we never got mom when she became a pastor. It was always pastor, and we didn't learn life lessons. Me and my sister, we struggled to I tell people all the time, when I moved into this house was the first time that I felt like I was an actual adult. I did everything myself. I applied for this house. I paid my bills on time. I did everything until COVID happened. Then things had changed around. But until then, like, I became a real adult because I had to handle my own shit. Nobody taught me none of that. And I was 30, what, 6, I think, at the time. So when it to me, like being a PK with a parent who doesn't understand real life, and even with my ex-husband, it was the same way. He didn't understand real life. He was trying to live the life of everybody else. And I hated it. We fought a lot because of that. To me, and this is why I don't go to church, because they do not understand real life. If you grew up in it, they do not get it. And when it comes down to it, when me and my ex were together and we had our churches, people came and talk to me because I knew real life. I handle my real life stuff. And when it was spiritual, they went to him, but it was just like, this doesn't make sense to me. Like, if God has all the answers, then they should not be coming over here to me, and we shouldn't be struggling, and I should not know real life shit. If this is what it is, like, I love God. I ain't gonna lie to you, but do I believe everything? I do not, because I feel like if that was the case, I would never be struggling the way I struggle so much in my life. And I'm
Now,
gonna jump off my soapbox.
now my experience as a PK completely different.
Mhm.
Um, my dad always had the mindset of this was my calling, not
Yours.
yours.
Oh,
No,
his
I'm
or
saying
yours.
like that.
Okay.
That's what he would say.
Okay.
This was the, that it was his calling,
Hmm.
not mine. Now, what he did ask, obviously, of course, it would look bad if I never came to church.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But other than that, like me and my dad, like my dad's favorite song was Chicken Heat. Y'all remember that song?
Yeah.
Chicken,
Boo,
chicken,
boo,
boo.
chicken,
Like we be riding the car and
chicken
he
head.
be in
That's
the
my
car,
cousin's
chicken,
favorite song
chicken,
too.
boo, boo, chicken
Chicken,
heat.
chicken,
You know what
chicken
I'm saying?
head.
Like we still
Girl,
had
please,
fun.
whatever.
He was the pastor at church,
Mm-hmm.
but he was still my dad. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't the problem I had came from people at the church that would be looking at like as if I should be this, that, or the third. It didn't come from my dad. And they expect you to walk on a pedestal and I'm like, he the pastor, I'm not, I'll cuss you out. You know what I'm saying? And then on the flip side, I had my mom
Mm-hmm.
who was heavy in church. I felt more pressure from my mom heavy in church than I did, from my dad who was the pastor. Like I did the liturgical dancing, you know, um,
I did too.
I did the liturgical dancing. I did all of that to the point where I even choreographed um dances on my own.
Mm.
So it's a lot of pressure because people expect you to look a certain way, they expect you to dress a certain way, they expect you to be a certain, what I'm saying, a certain way. And it's kind of like you feel like you have to live up to to a certain standard, you know what I'm saying? And it does not allow you to just be a person. I'm a person. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna do, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do things and I'm entitled to live my life. regardless of what you may think or feel. Like, even with me, I come from and I know people like the docs people, but I ain't gonna say, but I come from, like, my grandfather is not a nobody. You know what I'm saying? My grandparents had a grocery store that I worked in when I was a kid. My grandfather actually held a public office for the state of Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? And so it was kind of like you have to look a certain way, you have to be a certain way because you carry this last name. You know what I'm saying? And then, like when Loretta said, like I said, this brought out so much for me. I'm not who, I'm who the world won't allow me to be. I felt like I couldn't be that. I felt like I was the black sheep on that side of the family because I don't conform to everything that they conform to. I don't do everything, that they do. Everybody over there have college degrees and own homes and like they're super successful. And I rent a home and I work in customer service. But guess what? I like working in customer service. Could I have had other jobs? Hell yeah. Had other jobs.
But
Did lots of
imagine going to that. Imagine because imagine going to having a parent who's a pastor who is judgmental. The congregation is judgmental. Then you married another pastor, and now they are judging you. Like for me, church was never good for me ever. Like I never had a good time at church, never. And I've always been like, I feel like I learned the lessons from church. It was not until I think me and my ex we were here in Atlanta the first time we moved here. And the pastor preached this message. He said that church is like a hospital. And I tell this all the time. He was like, church is like a hospital. And when he said it to me, I went and met with him after the service. I said, listen, I'm not sick every week. So, if I get sick, I'm gonna come back. If spiritually, if I get sick, I'm gonna come back. But I'm out. This is my last week. My ex hated it, but to me, it saved me because I feel like I have my relationship with God, and everybody don't need that every week. Like there are people who have to go every week. But my mother was the pastor, my grandfather was the pastor, my husband was the pastor. I got it. Okay, if I don't have it by now, I ain't gonna get it.
listen, listen. I ain't never been married. And Lord, if you're sending a husband my way, don't send me a pastor because I'm gonna miss the I don't want to be the first.
Don't send me the devil.
I would never want to be a first lady of a church because let me tell y'all, when church started at 10 and you still up on that pulpit at 12 on Saints Sunday, I'm put my finger up. I'm tipping out. I'm not holding no women's retreat. I don't need a birthday celebration. Cause my birthday celebration gonna be with my friends. I'm gonna have me a Patron and pineapple. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't come talk to me 3 million times about your same husband that you ain't gonna leave. Like, I'm just not set up for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a very caring and compassionate person, but I'm not set up for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, my life not. I'm not
My
set up
husband
for
gonna
it.
tell you.
I don't, and I think part of the reason why, I think I would have been a good mother regardless, but I think part of the reason why I'm so close with my kids and I'm bonded so close to my kids is because I feel like I'm giving them all the love from the one, you know what I'm saying, that's missing. And it affects you. It affects you to this day. And to see Patrice in the way she is, it's like you hated your daughter. You know what I'm saying? It's like you hated your daughter. And I don't understand the hatred for your child, let alone from a mother to her
She
daughter.
fought
Like
her in a restaurant.
in front of everybody. I
You
felt
know,
like I was no
and she
longer
fought her
watching
because she wanted to
PValley.
use her daughter's body. Like, absolutely not. You better be glad I have a gun to take you out this world. Because if I had that type of mother, that would be it for me.
Would you say thick? I love the church growing up, especially because I got to lead most of the songs in the church choir. Girl, let me tell you, this was me. On the Sundays that I didn't have to dance, me and my best friend used to go to church. My mama thing was you do not walk through the three P's. You know the three P's: prayer, praise, and worship, and the preach word. You don't
Mhm.
walk through them. And then I had the kind of mama doing praise and worship. They gonna tell you she was sitting in the pew in front of us, but baby, she turned around and we be sitting down through praise and worship. You definitely But our organist, she did the same ad libs every time, and we had people that was. I knew everybody shout. The organist would be watching me because I'm saying exactly what she gonna say, and she fall out laughing on the mic. Brother Kevin was this, may he rest in peace. Okay, I used to babysit his kids. He was this big old heavy man with a big old belly, and his shirts would always stop like just right under his stomach on a regular basis. And every time he'd be in the choir, he'd be like, "Hallelujah!" and the shirt would come up, and the belly would come out like I knew. Then you had Sister Hayes. Sister Hayes had the same hat, same shoes, and same suit in every color it came in. Now she had more than one suit. But better believe whatever suit she had, whatever colors it came in, it was gonna come. And she always, her shout was always like this. Thank you. Thank you. I still remember it. Then we had Sister Denise. And I loved first of all, I already loved Sister Denise because Sister Denise wasn't your typical church lady. Sister Denise had body yada yada and she didn't care. She came with her husband. One second. Beep, beep, beep. She came with her husband. Her husband didn't care. She was sexy. And she knew she was sexy. And she dressed like she was sexy. Y'all, I was 8 years, I don't know. I was about 10. And this lady, Sister Denise, used to braid hair. So my mama had sent me to Sister Denise's house to get my hair braided. Sister Denise braided my hair in 6-inch stilettos and a mini leather skirt. It sealed the deal for me. I love Sister Denise. Sister Denise would wear her tight dresses. All the uppity church women would be looking at Sister Denise like, she brought at the church. Sister Denise didn't care, okay?
Yeah.
And even her, everything about her exuded sexy, okay? Including her shout. She'd be like, "Ooh, hallelujah, hallelujah." Ooh. I love Sister Denise because nobody tell me nothing about her. Or and then she had another sister, Sister Song. What's her name? Sister, I forget her name. But she was like Sister Denise, but she was a little bit more tame. You know how you have one wild one in between, and then you have the uppity, and then you had the other sister who was the prophetess. You know what I'm saying? And she kind of sat on the front pew and was like she was so embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? But what I noticed is the ones who were true to who they were, they walked in church with their head held high. Okay, they did not care, and the love that they had from their children versus the sister who was uppity and her daughter, you had to sit like this and look like this and be like this, and people don't think you noticing this as kids. It was such a disconnect, you know what I'm saying? But to me, you can't beat your child and then go sit in front of the church like, "Oh my God, hallelujah, right, we're gonna pray for your daughter." Patrice don't need to be nobody pastor. Nobody pastor. And I love, I'm sorry, go ahead.
When I said when I was smoking cigarettes, if the service lasted more, if the message lasted more than 30 minutes, I always excuse myself, and my friend would go with me all the time, and we'd be smoking cigarettes in the parking lot. I'm like, I can't do it. This is too long. God's message was supposed to be this long. If it was, it would have been a personal message, and we would be out puffing them damn cigarettes. Okay.
Patrice don't need to be it, but it helped me understand Mercedes' feeling in not having nobody, like the abandonment and the feeling that your own mother don't give a damn about you. That's some internal hurt that you have to do some real work with. And Patrice, I don't know how she sleep at night, but I like when Mercedes looked in that mirror and saw.
Said Patrice started to be a janitor at the church, at the damn church. Yes, Ricardo. In the church parking lot, I'm telling you, we would be puffing and smoking. And they'd be like, where's the first gentleman at in the parking lot smoking a damn cigarette? Because I was like, God, I got the message already. You don't got to crawl over the chairs and roll all over the floor and shout everywhere for me to get it. The message was already made within the first 20 minutes for me. And if y'all ain't get it, then that's a disability. Go get counseling.
But I liked when she saw when she was when she was talking to her daughter, then the daughter went and locked herself in the bathroom and she looked in the mirror and saw Patrice looking back at her. I love the fact that they made that connection. Like, you
Me
are
too.
becoming
Yeah.
what
Your
you
mom.
didn't. You know what I'm saying? You are
Yeah.
becoming what hurt you. Don't do her like that. And they were able to, have that conversation. And ultimately, she give her the keys and say, drive yourself. Whichever way you going, I'm rolling with you.
Yeah.
And I
Oh,
think
I
that's the
love
way that
that.
it should be. And I hope now, like, I'm glad that the daughter told her. And this was another thing, like, even though we were talking about that situation with her getting her daughter back, I hope a lot of people keyed into and read in between the lines. Like, yes, that situation was a situation and it was a message for you to get out of it. But it was also another message. If y'all didn't get it, I'm about to tell y'all. Where she said, I was working so hard to get my gym because wasn't nobody going to give a stripper a baby. And the daughter said, I didn't care about none of that.
Yeah.
What I wanted
That's my
was you.
mom. Yeah.
Understand this. At the end of the day, when you can't give your kids the name brand they want, this, that, and the other, it's fine. What they want is you to be their parent, to give them their love. And I think a lot of parents miss out on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, my children tell y'all, I walk in the
But
stores,
Mercedes
I
wasn't
don't have.
wrong though, Nola. She wasn't wrong because she was trying to get that gym so that she could afford to have her daughter back.
No, I wasn't saying that she was wrong,
No,
but
I
I'm
know, I
also
know,
saying
I know that part.
in her mission
But I'm
for
saying
what she.
her daughter didn't understand why that gym was important to her, because the real reason was because she did not want to strip no more. She wanted a legitimate job so that when she did get it, the money from that can bring her daughter back home. So she still was right in what she was doing, but her daughter's not wrong and just wanted her mom back. But
Right,
she may not have understood the reasoning of the gym.
but here's the thing though too. Being that your daughter was where she was,
Mhm.
and a lot of times as parents, we feel like you a child.
Right.
I don't owe you explanation.
Mhm.
And just because we know the end goal, like, I'm not saying she was wrong for getting her. They would have. She's professional person living in this big house versus you living in the ghetto and stripping on the pole. Who gonna keep the baby at night? She definitely needed something in her corner
Right.
to go for her. She definitely need that.
Right.
But being that you still had a relationship with her
Mhm.
at every age level, not not saying every year, but when you see she's matured a bit differently, break it down to her in a way that she
Yeah,
can understand at each
I
age
agree.
level. Because what it did was it created a feeling in her daughter that she didn't want her because she didn't understand the
Mhm.
mission behind what her mama was doing. I'm not saying that she's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Mercedes definitely needed something in her corner. But now, had
Because
Mercedes
she's
been
like 17
explaining.
now, right?
Right. Had Mercedes been explaining to her what the purpose of the gym was and why she was fighting so hard to get her, she wouldn't be left with the feeling that she had
Yeah.
when she overheard Shell saying, I was stuck with her. So now you
Mhm.
feel like you have a mama who didn't want you and somebody who raised you who was just stuck
Yeah.
with you. And that put different feelings. Like, sometimes as a parent, when we make decisions, no, you don't have to run your decision by your kid, but you do a check-in. You know what I'm saying? You do a check-in and say, "Hey, I have this
Oh,
going on."
Ricardo said she's 14 going on 15. I'm sorry.
Oh, she's 14 going on 15, so she's young. Um,
But it's still the same thing that you're saying, though.
right, but it's still the same thing, regardless of the age.
Yeah.
You do a check-in to let them know, listen, mama might be gone for a little while, or mama might be working this overtime right now because there are some things that we need. Like, listen, my kids understand what's going on in my household. Like right now, with me being sick, I'm on leave until they turn in, until they make a decision. I'm not getting a paycheck. I'm just at home. And my doctor said I cannot go back to work. So guess what? That once a week DoorDash Chick-fil-A that we was doing, we can't do that right now. It ain't, and I'm just using that as an example. But
Yeah.
explain some things. Like, yes, as parents, I don't owe you an explanation. But when it's a decision that might cause your kids some type of trauma because they're used to you being here and now you have to not be here, explain to them why. Don't just do it and then make them feel like, did I do something? Because they kids. They don't know. Their mind ain't trained. They used to one thing and not another. And then y'all situation was already traumatic the way it was. But I'm glad that we got to see them have that moment where she opened up and explained to her mama how she feel, so those wounds can begin to heal. And then she asked her what color her room was. So I hope that means we about to see Mercedes take her daughter from the drunkard.
But I mean, it wasn't that she, but I guess to me, like she wanted her daughter the entire time. She just couldn't get her back. Now that
Right,
she's
but
having
her
these
daughter didn't have that feeling. That's why I'm
right,
saying
right.
explain it. You should
I
have explained it
also,
because she been there. She
I'm gonna say this, and people might disagree with what I'm going to say, but I don't want her to have that baby.
who, the daughter?
Yes, I don't want her to have it.
Well, she went to Jackson, so she ain't happy.
Oh, she
You
didn't
see
have
when
it.
she turned off to go to Jackson? Jackson was where
Oh,
the
see, I
clinic
didn't
was.
understand that part because I was like, man, I don't want her to have that baby. I'm gonna tell you this. So when my sister was in high school, my mom and them was like, they would believe in no abortion stuff, and I was like, she's not gonna have an opportunity to have a life at all. Like, let her like, and I love my nephew. I ain't no hands down, I love my nephew. But I wanted my sister to have an opportunity to live a life. And because of that, she never did. Like the way that she lives life, to me now, like it would have been a lot different. And she had a baby in high school. And I was confused that my mom and my dad weren't with that. And I had a conversation with my sister, outside of that. She was like, well, they are okay with it. I'm like, it ain't about them though. It's about you and the opportunities that you're going to be able to have in life. Like you're going to be able to have kids later on. And, to me, I don't think that her being a young mom, but knowing my sister, she wasn't ready to have kids.
There's so much you don't
And
know.
like my nephew now to this day, like he suffers from that. You know what I'm saying? And I never wanted that. Like I know my sister well enough to know that what has happened was going to happen. And that's the reason why I had that conversation with her. Like, listen, it don't matter what they say. You still have a decision. And because they were encouraging her because they didn't believe in those, I hated that. And then she would have had another one after that. But I think when she had my second nephew, like she would have been in a place where she could be a mom. And actually, she said that, like, when I had my second son, like I was in a place where I can have a kid. Like I didn't know what I was with the first one. And she felt like she was trying to be like overdo it with being a mom. But I don't think like when it comes down to our families, like we don't actually talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Like what it looks like to be a mom when I'm in high school and what I'm giving up and things like this. Because I went to college, I fought to go to college for my mom and mom. I would love literally when I left high school, I went to move to Atlanta when I left high school because they were paying full scholarship for black men to go to college to be teachers here. My mom would let me leave. So I stayed in Ohio with some stupid college. I went to two stupid colleges that I didn't even really like. And I never even finished none of them. I ended up going to a broadcasting trade school and I finished that because it was a passion of mine. But my real passion was early childhood education. And just seeing how it circled back around for me, I'm like, I wish that my sister would have like been able to have her own decision when it came down to having kids at that time, instead of saying encouraging her because she was pregnant that she had to have this baby. Because to me, it was unfair to her. She missed out on life, and she looks at me, and I don't even have the best life, but I've done a lot of things that I really wanted to do in my life because nothing was holding me back from doing it.
Thick girl want to address this. Parents want to do their children are seen and not heard, but it's time to stop that generational bullcrap.
Yeah,
These kids need to know why certain things are happening. So,
right.
and I 100% agree with that because the world we living in today, It's not the world where it was, where kids should be seen and not heard. It's not the same, and they need to understand decision making processes right now.
Yeah.
They need to understand why certain things are happening or not happening. So I definitely agree with that. And there's nothing, and when you shut your children off,
Yeah.
and I know this has nothing to do with PValley, but when you shut your children
Well,
off,
it kind of does though.
with what's going on, well, yeah, from the real world, um, and you make it to where, oh, I don't owe you anything, I don't owe you any explanations, and you don't talk to them on any kind of level, you stifle their communication level growing up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then when certain things happen to them, you round here crying because you didn't. Why didn't you talk to me? You didn't create the atmosphere and the environment for them to feel comfortable talking to you. Let me tell you something. I know every bit of drama that
Go.
happened throughout the school year for my children.
And see, that's good.
So, and I didn't share this on my channel. So this little girl started picking with my middle daughter. Y'all know I told y'all she the one. She don't give a fuck. Okay, she don't give a fuck. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean she not about to let you play with her on no level. And there was a little girl and a little boy, and they were picking with her. Had took pictures of her hair because we're all natural. Like I know I wear this, I wear my locks, but we're all natural. My girl's been natural since they were born. Took pictures of her hair, put her on Instagram, calling her nappy head, da 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 da. So one of her friends saw it, sent it to her. They go to school, they get into it about it or whatever. But I always told my daughter, like, you better not start nothing. Y'all know the black mama thing. You better
That's
not
their
start it, because
story.
somebody hit you, you better finish it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So she knows she had better not hit her first. So she like, you want to do something? Hit me. Hit me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they, long story short, they ended up calling her. I get a phone call from the teacher. He like, I'm gonna call him. I'm asking for a parent conference. Right, this in November. Makes for a parent conference. He like, no, I'm gonna talk to them. Da 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 da. I'm like, nah, I need a parent conference. So
Right.
his thing to me as the administrator was, well, she can't just go off on somebody because they called her the N-word. She needs to talk to an administrator. And I said, while I understand what you're saying,
Was it a white girl?
yes,
Oh no, absolutely not.
and a Hispanic guy, and a
They need
Hispanic.
to be talking. They need to be talking to somebody, not your daughter.
So I said, while I understand what you're saying, understand I raised my
I
children
wouldn't
to
even
live in
said
a
that.
socially conscious world, and they know what's going on in
Mm,
this world. And what she's not gonna do is ever let somebody call her.
right.
Ever. Like I get what you're saying as the administrator. You saying what you're supposed to say to me as an
That's why I don't have
administrator,
kids. It's hard.
and let your student handle it. Fast forward a couple of months. Now you have that group of kids section of friends and my daughter section of
Mm-hmm.
friends, right? So one of my daughter friends got into a fight with one of the other kids' group of friends, and she washed them. My baby called me from the locker room like, girl, it went down. Sarah got them hands, mama. She did. Like, I already knew. No problem. The little girl in turn who called, who got the issue with my baby, in turn goes home and plays Karen. All of these kids picking on her. She don't know why. Instead of the mama going to the school and say, okay, some bullying going on. Can we have a conference with the parents? She went to the news.
Mm.
She went to the school board.
Mm.
And she went to HPD and filed terroristic threat charges
As she
against
should have.
these seventh graders.
Yep.
But her daughter kicked off the stuff. But her daughter went home and Karen did.
Oh.
Like she didn't do nothing. So long story short, when the school security officer called my phone to let me know what the mother had did, I said, is this girl named blah, blah, blah? She said, yeah, which lets you know I have a relationship with my child. So you ain't calling me to tell me that. She said, well, I was just calling to let you know. I said, we're not going to discuss this over the phone. I am on my way.
Oh.
So I went there. So she filed charges when her daughter kicked this off. Well, no, ma'am. She's saying they're talking about her and they bullying her and this and that. I said, well, no, ma'am, because you starting at the end. It started way over here. Called in such and such because me and him had a conversation in November when they called my child a nigga. Da, 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 da. Her and the little, my daughters was sitting in the office. I done bust the door open, y'all. I talk about ignorant parents, but on this day, I was that ignorant parent because terroristic charges, threat charges against my 12-year-old daughter ruined her life forever. It
Right.
ain't no college. It ain't no
And it
high
ain't gonna
school.
change. Yeah.
We not about to play them type of games. I said, but her mom want to call the news. Guess what? Her mama got to talk to the news too. You know what I'm like? Y'all, I was heated, baby. I had 3 lawyers. 3 lawyers. Because now at this point, with all of the stuff your daughter did, we about to press harassment charges right back on you. Like, you trying to ruin my kid life? Or understand, yours about to be ruined too.
I would have called her
Y'all,
the first time. Period.
when I tell y'all I cut up and then on that ride home for my baby to be crying to me like, Mom, am I about to go to jail? Am I gonna go to jail? Am I gonna get arrested? Like, nah, we not. No, we not about to do none of that. You know what I'm saying? Then after they do the investigation, because the school department out here have their own police department, so they had to do an investigation and then hand it over to the police. Found out that this little girl was picking with everybody and a whole bunch of stuff. Her mama being a Karen, instead of saying she wrong, you know what I'm saying, was like, well, I still want the other kids, parents to apologize to me and my child. I say, tell her she can apologize to my dick. I'm not coming up there to have near conversation with her.
Right.
I say, for what? She done put the police in it. So anything that's said now is a matter of record. I ain't stupid. So what you can put on the record is tell her kiss my ass and I'll see her in court. Long story short, nothing got picked up against my child because it was found out she was innocent. Plus, I had the screenshot, even though your daughter took it down when she wanted to come tell you. I had the screenshot of it. But imagine if I was a parent where my child couldn't come talk to me and help me. Other than that, none of the other kids' parents who were involved knew. It took me calling them, telling them, and showing them messages like, don't punish your child. Don't beat your child. They are not at fault. This is what happened. This is the story from the beginning. Make sure you are a parent that your child feel open enough to come talk to you. Don't be a Patrice Woodbine. Be a Nola Reeves. That's all I'm
And
saying.
Nola, and like that is so serious, to be honest, like, because like I think that like even you telling that story, like, to me, I would have took the route that the other parents took first. You know what I'm saying? So that it was already known this was going on. Knowing what school is like today for me, but again, I'm a teacher too. So like this is why I don't want to even have kids, because I'm going to murder for my kids. I ain't no talking about it. It's a wrap. I'm gonna be in jail. I'm sitting there because I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And I get it. People are like, well, we want to do it the right way. Ain't no right way for me. The right way is what did you do? What you said. It's over for me. I am overprotective over my sister, my nephews. So it not gonna work for me like that. So that's why I like to work with the kids that I do have. And I'm getting to the point now where I'm the same way, but I'm working in a Black school.
But my thing is, like you have to know when to fight for your children and when your children
No, not to.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Let me say that. You know what I'm saying? Let me say that. You got to know when to go, because I'm the same mama that come from PTO. I'm the same mama, if I know it's a problem, that will get on your ass. But I'm the same mama that will come to school and cut the food and get on my child ass if they doing something they ain't supposed to. You got to know. But my thing is, if you not spending no positive time and bonding with them, how can they do that? You know what I'm saying? Actually, Aura says, I was glad myself she chose Jackson. Too much resentment against Mercedes to give her baby anything decent. Hell, Mercedes still doesn't have full custody. And this is true. I was glad she chose Jackson just for the simple fact it was her choice.
Yeah.
And it was the choice she made. So therefore, it's a whole lot easier to live with a decision that you made for yourself than for somebody to make that decision for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I was glad that was a choice that she made. And I feel like she was too young, and there's a lot that she doesn't understand that wasn't explained to her. And she would have, I don't feel like she would have been a bad mother. I feel like she would have been a young mother that made a lot of stupid mistakes because you're young and you don't know about life. But ultimately, I don't feel like she could have been an objective mother because she would have tried to give that baby, she would have smothered that baby with so much love and attention for what she didn't get. And
Right.
then she would have been one of those mothers that stifled her child, meaning you can't go here and you can't go there, because she would have been so afraid to let him go, because she's holding on to the love that she feel that she didn't get, that she would have
Right.
traumatized her child and held her child so close. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that you can't get back. Like at the end of the
Right.
day, we saw Mercedes last season watching her through gates and things that she went through, but that was not the same as physically being there. And unfortunately, where they at now, you can't go back and redo those times and memories, but they have to talk about the past to try to get over it and then build from where they at now. And I hope that we get to see them build from where they at. Hey, Cindy, little girl, I'm glad you're watching that work. Oh, girl,
But you, but
the little girl mama left. The little girl mama took her
you
from her.
also gotta give Mercedes some credit for growing in this moment too.
I do, I do. I was. That's
Yeah.
why I was saying when she got to see the reflection.
No,
It's
I wasn't about you. I'm just
okay.
saying, like, people who are watching, like, you gotta give her credit for growing in this moment, because to me, watching this, I was proud of her because she did not hold her trauma on her daughter. She started off that way, but because of what she was going back to and thinking about growing up, like, she let her trauma go and let her be a mother to her daughter.
And I think that was a disservice on everybody's part to
Yes.
not let her be a mother to her daughter. And what I think is it created an inadequacy in Mercedes, that she felt like she wasn't good enough. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That
Right.
she felt like she wasn't good enough to be her mother and to be there for that baby. And that's something that's real that happens in our communities. When
Yeah.
your family down you so much that you just don't feel like you're enough.
And she's been struggling with trying to be a mom to her, like, this since we've been watching the show. So to me, it was a win for her because she was actually able to be a mom to her daughter.
Oh, it's just D. I'm glad you
Hey,
found
just
out, just
be.
D. Baby, we is here.
Oh,
This
listen,
was a
y'all.
strong episode, and I
Oh,
loved it.
listen. I was on Just D's channel yesterday. Check out our video over there because I did put it's the link is in my community tab, but I was on her channel yesterday too.
I'm going. It's just D. I did not know you had a channel, my love. But as soon as we get done, baby, I'm going to subscribe to you. Thank you for being here. But I feel like this episode, not just this episode, and
This
just you made me
season,
agree. Drop in the comments with me. Let me know. I feel like this whole season has been exploring so many issues
yeah,
within our communities that's taboo. We don't talk about them, and so we don't talk about them, so it don't get fixed, and it just repeats itself from generation to generation to generation. You know
right.
what I'm saying? Until somebody checks it and decide they want to get the help and
Right.
be different. You know what I'm saying? So I was so glad. I was so glad to see that. Now the piece de resistance. Baby, when the murder came out there like Cisco, I knew it was about I knew it was I knew it was about to go on. I knew it was about to go down. Y'all, it was the moment that I was waiting for. It was everything. Like I gotta describe it. I gotta describe it. The moment was it was everything. You know what I'm saying? It was everything. Like, y'all, I felt like I was in that bitch getting fucked. Made love to. Okay, like that, they played it, and when y'all know I've been sick, so I ain't sitting here but doing nothing but watching um Netflix, Hulu, and the stuff that I gotta review, right?
Mm.
And then when I'm not doing that, I'm just laying here. A lot of the time, the TV just been on. I actually been falling asleep to the damn Jeffersons because I'm trying to move on up like George and Weezy, okay? But I was sitting here and I was thinking about my life. Like I'm single, but I would wanna, I wanna eventually have a relationship and have me somebody I ain't necessarily got to be married.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't necessarily have to be married, but I would like to have a partner. But I was thinking to myself, like, and when it comes to my sex life, like, I don't want to just no more. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't want to just have sex. And I've had intimate moments, moments of intimacy where I've had, but there's different levels to intimacy. And like what I have been thinking, like I said, this episode hit me so hard. What I have been feeling in my head, that if I get with somebody to the point where I want to have a sexual relationship with them, like where I'm at in my adulthood in life, and what I want as far as intimacy and passion, like I couldn't put it in words to myself, and I'm thinking about it in my own head, but it was expressed on that goddamn screen, y'all. Like I like that was love making beyond. Like it was the moment of, I need you, you need me, like fill me up. And the fill me up wasn't just the sexual fill me up. It was like fill
Right.
me up. Like I need you. Like that moment in that partner when I might can't express to you in words how I feel, but just you holding me and hugging me gonna make me feel better along with that thing. Now don't get me wrong, I still want that, that morning rollover. We got to get up and go to work, them good times. But as you get older, you want different things from different things. You know what I'm saying? Like I still want my good time break this back because I need it. You know what I'm saying? I don't need that job. I don't need to be treated like a lady right now. You know what I'm saying? Like rough and tough, and I'm gonna wear my Afro puffs. But that was just so, y'all, it was so beautiful and so sensual and just so, oh girl.
I think that because Patrick Ian Polk is involved in those stories, it does help with that, because the stuff that was said between Lil Murda and Clifford, those are real things that are said when it comes down to us having those type of relationships. When Clifford did him, I was like, oh my God, like, I was tweeting you, like, they did what? That was going here. But it's real in our community. So it's like, because I know that Patrick and Paul is involved in the gay love story of this, it's the best representation for us when it comes down to it, because even down to the words that Lil Murda said to Clifford, that's the stuff that's been seen in the bedroom, when it comes down to those people having no sex. So it was so authentic, like it was so real.
But listen, and not to minimize, because I don't want nobody to take this wrong what I'm saying. I love that it's being shown like that, the gay relationship it's still loving,
Yeah.
it's still passionate. You know what I'm saying? You don't see that a lot.
Yeah.
And if for those of you who have a problem with it, if you look past the fact that it's a gay relationship and look at the love and the emotion and the feelings and the caring, you'll learn something.
Yes. Because
Maybe you'll learn 3 or 4 things. And I think that's a lot of people's problem. They can't get past what is supposed, oh, this 2 men, so what? Y'all
Lil
should be
Murda's
used to
in
that
love with
now
Clifford. He's
at
in
this
like
point.
love with Clifford. And
Right.
the fact that they're showing that, but they're showing that in the way that they're showing that, like a lot of people don't realize that that is real, where gay guys, they do flip and flop like that. And I love the fact that they are doing this on a show where everybody can see it.
Thank you. It's just the me too, girl. I was in here like,
Yes.
and then on top of that, I always wanted Lil Murda and Uncle Clifford to be
Yeah.
together. So it was like, finally, I get this
But I'm gonna tell you what I'm
moment.
mad about though. When Clifford found out that he went over there because that T died, is that gonna be an issue?
I mean, well, he was down to the skating ring getting some face. So I mean,
But Clifford don't know about him though.
I would have thought they had that conversation when he showed up with all that blood on him. Baby, who blood is this?
But
What is
I
it?
think they had a conversation about his friend dying. I don't think they had a conversation about they were in love with each other.
I hope they don't make that an issue. But here's the thing: whoever you've been with, they had a past and they done been with somebody. And 9 out of 10, you ain't the first person that they've been in love with.
Okay.
And I can say that because when my children's father and I was together, it was a girl, one of his ex-girlfriends, and she passed. May she rest in peace. Never had no problems with this girl. Girl never was disrespectful to me or nothing like that. But he was so afraid that I was gonna feel some type of way. He wasn't gonna go to the funeral. I said, if you don't get your ass up and go to that funeral, you loved that girl. You know what I'm saying? You loved her. Why wouldn't you go? You know what I'm saying? And pay her, the last like, why wouldn't you go? Everybody who you been, if you've been with somebody, they had a pass. Like, go. I encouraged him to go. Like, go.
I would be the same way.
Go.
I don't want you. I don't want you to come after your lover took their life, and then
But I
now
think
you
it
over
was
here
different.
staying
I
with
could
me,
see, but nah, here's what I could see you feeling that way if
and I let you
he
penetrate
had
me.
not
That's
been
a
trying
different
to
thing.
reach
That's
out
a
to
situation.
Clifford. I could feel you seeing that way if we would have saw murder going on about his life, not giving a damn about Clifford throughout this whole season up until that point. Then he went for him to be his comfort. I
No,
could
no,
feel
no,
that.
no,
I
no.
probably would feel it
That's
that
not what I'm
way.
saying. What I'm saying is this: T killed. Well, T made a decision with his life, right? Then he went to Clifford's house. He also let Clifford inside. Like, okay, I'm about to be very vulnerable real quick. Inside of him, right? That is a whole nother situation. We don't went to other levels at this point. Because if I've never done that with you and on this day I did it, going back and find out was because you were depressed because of what happened with someone else you was with, I am not gonna be happy about that.
This, this right here. This
You want someone to make love to you, not only your body, but your soul as well. Yes.
and my mind. And my for me, it starts mentally. Like we could be having a conversation, debating
What what
politics, and that
what
shit turn me
what
off.
would the murder had have done that had Tick not died?
No,
That's my thing. So when
no.
Clifford finds this out, like what does
But
it mean for them?
but it goes both ways. Had Teak not died, if he didn't see the murder with all that blood on him, would Uncle Clifford have let him in? No.
That's different. Listen, I'm telling
He
you,
been
that's different. That's different. The fact that the penetration part of where the difference comes in at for me. There's a lot of guys where if we're not into relationship, like I'm not doing that. Like where they went for this sex scene is it's almost like I don't know if you've ever done it with anybody else, but it's almost like breaking my virginity. Like this was very intimate. But was it because I wanted to do this with you, or was it because I'm in a vulnerable space?
No, I think he wanted to do it with Cliff. Don't take it away from me. I think he wanted to.
You
Because
but
and the
but you have to ask yourself the question of is that true though? Because why haven't they been done that? If that's the case.
I think okay, so here's the way I feel about it. One, I feel like he wanted to be with Cliff in that
Mhm.
moment. I think he been wanting to be with Cliff the whole time. Cliff been shutting him down. He been texting Cliff. Cliff been the one not answering. Everywhere we went, we saw the postcards that he was mailing Cliff. Cliff was keeping them, but no response.
Right.
So he wanted Cliff. I think what here's what I got from it, right? Because
Okay.
everybody get different takes. I
Mhm.
think the moment that he had with Teak, right? And him trying to rekindle Teak was to take the place that he wasn't with Uncle Clifford, because Uncle Clifford was shutting him down and Teak was something that was old and comfortable. And we've all
Right.
gone back to something that was old and comfortable.
Right.
Some of us haven't. If you haven't in the comments, okay, you're all right. You, you get the 5-star award. You can walk away and not do it. But for some of us, we have all gone back to a place that's it's a place of
I'm
comfort.
still
I
trying to
think
get
had
there.
Uncle Clifford, wanted to talk to him and been around him, I don't think him and Teak would ever happen. I don't think it would have rekindled like that. I just don't.
But that's not what I'm saying. So that even brings me back to my point. What I'm saying. So what everything you said is right, but the type of sex that they had is what I'm talking about.
Well, I can only
When
explain it
Clifford,
from my vantage point.
when murder let him be inside of him, that's a different type of sex for some people. And because we know they haven't been having that type of sex, to me, I wonder if Clifford understands that relationship, that can destroy their relationship for real because it's almost like rebound sex. Did you really want to do this? Or
But
were you in a vulnerable space?
I think he did. I think he did. I mean,
I wish I could explain this to you the way that I see it, because I like this ain't the sex they've been having.
right. No, I understand. But I mean, that's kind of, to me, it's kind of like I don't want to call it rebound. I get what you're saying, but I don't want to call it rebound sex. For me, it's kind of like
Yes, it's just he said, okay, I see what you're saying, because what took murder to do that? Like, that's not the sex they were having. To let someone penetrate you, like in our community, like especially where you're mostly at top, that's a whole other level. So when Clever finds out that the reason why they did that was because Teak died, does that change the dynamics of the relationship? To me, if Patrick Ian Park is involved in this, this is about to go to it. This is going to go a whole other level if they play this right, because it's almost like pity sex.
see,
And I will say this. I just said this on just the and I didn't just it on your channel, but I will say this. So I was saying to them yesterday, I said, the last time I had sex with my girlfriend, I ate her.
you went to the buffet.
It was the last time I ever had sex with a girl because I was like, wow. There was something happened that night, and I literally didn't know what else to do but to do that. So there was I did, and to me, I see the situation the same way.
If you're not eating at the buffet, you childish.
Yeah.
I'm,
We were together for 3 years. I never did.
oh, you childish.
Never. I didn't
No,
want to see it. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see it. But you know what? That last time I did, and I was like, oh my God, what did I do?
which wait, I. So here's how. I mean, I get what you're saying, right? I get what you're saying. Um, but you know how you can. I don't think of it as. I don't think it was pity sex because I think he had been. Listen, just hear me out. Hear me
No, I'm
out.
listening to you. I'm listening to you.
I think he had been desiring to be with Uncle Clifford,
The
and
bottom.
the top or the
No, he's been the top, but he was the
right. But I'm
bottom this
saying
time.
so. I think the fact that bam, he went through this with Teak, right? Now they having a moment. He finally like, damn, you ain't been talking to me, and you let me just listen to me. You let me back in. Yes,
No,
he was vulnerable, and I
I'm hearing
feel
what
like
you're saying, but I want y'all to understand gay sex though, for real.
I was just gonna say, emotional wise, maybe him being in that vulnerable state opened him up. Like maybe in that moment he didn't want to be that. I mean,
The
but I don't
fact the
understand it.
fact that murder let him top him is a total different level, y'all. Like,
But we don't
I'm
know
trying to
what's
compare it to
another
like
level.
to sex with a man and a woman. Like, what would it mean? Like
Like
him,
if I let you go to, if I've been denying booty sex all this time.
it's like you eating a man's ass. It's like you don't, if that's not your thing, but you ate that man's ass. It's like, oh, I must really like this man. But or maybe I did it because like I know he wants me to do this, but I've always been like, I don't want to do it. But today I feel bad because you know what, I'm in a bad space. So let me eat that man's ass. Like something that you would never do, but you did it sexually because maybe you were in the wrong or you were in a vulnerable space or something like that. Like a man who's a top don't get top like that. So for like the capacity of murder letting him top him is big. It's huge. Like
Do
y'all
we have
think they
to
just had
label
sex
it
in a
pity
lovely
sex?
situation, but it was not. Like there was more to that. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so
Like for me, I'm like I normally I bottom a lot. Like that's my thing. It takes a lot for me to want to top someone else. Even my ex-girlfriend, like I never even ate anything, but that last day, I think I had pissed off or something, and I ate. I was like, oh god, never again. But it took a lot for me to do that. You know, like the capacity of what happened here. Like I want y'all to understand the fact that when he did this,
it's
this
very
is not
significant.
normal. This is not what he was doing before. So when he did this, one, why did you do this? Did you really want to do it? Is this out of the fact that you was in love with another person and now you're trying to prove to Clifford that, yo, I really am into this? Like, there's so many avenues that we can go down when it comes to the fact that he let him top him.
But I don't think it was that he was in love with Teak. I don't.
Maybe he felt bad that he let T have sex with him, period. The
Now
thing
that
is
might be
that
it, but I don't
we
think
know
it's
he loves Clifford. We know he loves Clifford. Clifford doesn't know nothing about them though, right? So when they go back to having sex, then Clifford tops him. So, like this, there's more to the story.
I think maybe if we okay, now my mind is going in a different way now that I understand what you were saying.
Okay.
Maybe it was he needed to feel something that he didn't feel that he's never felt before because of what he was going through. You know what I'm saying? Like not necessarily pity. It might have not have been about Cliff at all. It might have been he needed something. I don't know. But I
And
but I don't think it's
but
because
he
he
didn't
didn't
top.
want
He
to be
never
with
topped.
Uncle
Look,
Clifford.
okay, so Nola, he never topped Clifford. He didn't top T. But then when he went back to Clifford, then he let Clifford top him. Like this, like y'all have. I wish I could explain this to y'all the right way. Something is not this. Don't look right. He's always been the top, and now when you're in a vulnerable space, you let Clifford top you, and you saying, "I want you inside of me." Like the words he's using, like Patrick Ian Polk is the bomb because he got the he that man is working it. But when this is happening, why did Murder do this?
Now see, now you're gonna make me go rewatch it all over again because I just felt like it was so sweet and romantic. And it was the fact like the
Mm-hmm.
you needed me and I needed you. Like they needed to be something to each other that they hadn't been. Like I looked at it like, and I'm gonna just be honest, I looked at it kind of like the transference of power. You know how when you with somebody and you're always the dominant one and now they need something to make them dominant. I kind of looked at it like that. Like Cliff was at his low, Murder was at his low, and it's kind of like they needed to shift the balance of power. It was what they both needed at the time. But I didn't understand when I was watching it
That's
the
why I'm trying to explain it to
significance.
you, though.
No, but I'm saying when I was watching it, I didn't understand,
Right.
obviously, the significance
Mm-hmm.
of that. But you're not gonna take away the fact for me that it was still a beautiful, loving,
It was an amazing moment.
sensual moment. And
Yeah,
God,
absolutely.
I like Katori and what you say the man name is Patrick.
Patrick Ian Paul.
Let me get my evil eye and my glaze.
Yeah, I'll put mine on too.
I gotta get mine fixed, y'all. This is my bifocals. This is so sad. And my arm all
Something ain't right in the water, y'all. And I'm just telling you, there's a deeper situation that's going on here because it ain't sitting right with me. I
Katori.
if
Katori and
y'all
Patrick.
ever hear me go online talking about I got me a new boo and I'm the top, it's a problem.
Oh, I would just assume that mean I'm about to be a flower girl because you don't like to do that. So that's gotta be somebody you in love with. Katori and Patrick. I've been waiting all season for the murder and Uncle Clifford to reconnect. Y'all been not throw no Allen wrench, no screwdriver. You know, here we put a nose like the old lady. You better not put no Allen wrench, no screwdriver, or nothing in my plans, because I'm planning the wedding for season 3. I already got the strippers as flower girls walking up the aisle to from the 99 and the 2000. Don't play with me. I will be in your inbox. I will be in your Twitter all through the season break, all through everything. See, y'all better stop playing with me because I've been waiting on this. I've been waiting on this like the people who get Social Security be waiting at the mailbox on the 1st and the 3rd. Okay, stop playing with me. Thank you.
I just want to open y'all's minds to that situation.
No, but I'm glad you told me because I didn't understand that it was a significance. I related it to, you know, like sometimes when I'm in those vulnerable spaces, you know, and you with your person that you, and I'm with my person that I person with. I don't got nobody, but understand I got a person that I person with, that I've been person with. That's I ain't about to tell y'all my business because if I say for how long, that none of your business. Anyway.
Well, let me put it to you how in my head it looks. Let's say you have your person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then y'all go through this whole thing, and then you
have
you go through this traumatizing thing, and you put on strap on, and then you start doing him. It don't sound right, right? If it sounds right, I want to know about it.
That wasn't where I was about to go with it, but now you.
I'm just saying.
Now you put a picture in my head.
I'm about to log the fuck off because I can't.
No, because now you put a picture in my head, and I'm like, I'm trying to imagine.
I'm just saying, if this not the normal, y'all's normal sex, then it does, like, to me, coming from my world, that didn't make sense to me.
It's like sometimes I go through things that I may not even say
Yeah.
nothing about, right? Mm-hmm. And typically, you know, it's kind of a start off as a missionary and then kind of like a put an arch in your back and lift your rump type situation. You know what I'm saying? But then it'd be those times where I done been through something and I need something different. Like I like to be the I don't want to say subservient, but it's like I like to be pleased. You know what I'm saying? Right. I you do me. But then in those moments, it's like I need something else to get off of what I'm feeling. And that's when it turns into those moments where I will flip you and now I'm taking control. It doesn't even been moments where I done goddamn growled and shit because I needed to, you know what I'm saying? But it was not all the time was it from an emotional place. Sometimes I just feel like stop playing with me and let me show you who the fuck I am because you seem to have forgot. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I, you know, like sometimes in those emotional moments when you with the person that you trust, like you can't, to me, you can't, and I like to try different things. I'm gonna just be honest. I am not sexually
if you go back to the episode, like you could even look at Clifford, like Clifford was shocked that this was happening.
I mean, well, listen, a lot of the times when I said I wanted to try stuff,
right,
and it's not something that you normally would
but
do.
a little murder situation, like I'm just saying, like that's not. I would be Clifford, like, or what would you want to do? I would be like, well, what's going on here? Now, you know, would I still do it? Yes, but I would be wanting to know, like, what after it happened, like, why do we do this? Because there's some, like, did you always want to do this? Because we've never been doing this before.
Yeah, I'm saying my personal person because there's no title. Like we're not in a relationship or nothing. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
my I'm 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 saying my personal person as to just not give away too much information. So I'm gonna say my personal person. But I would think like Wody is his friend, right?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he go to Wody? Why did he go to Wody? Why did he go to Clifford?
Wait,
I
about
just think
what?
when you're in a space to try different things
For the
sexually,
sex?
you have to do it. You have to do it with somebody that you feel comfortable and trust
Are you
like
about
that.
the sex?
I'm talking about period. I'm saying just period. Because see now you got me thinking, why did he even go knock on Clifford door? Period.
Because Clifford was going to be the only person who would be emotionally and have the emotional capacity to deal with him. And he already been at Clifford's door before. Remember when he went to Clifford's door a few episodes ago, and he was trying to let Clifford know. Well, Clifford heard him say, he apologized. Remember that?
Yeah, he was at the door, and Grandma Ernestine said, "You
Yes.
keep talking about you ain't had no
Yes.
dick. Amazon just delivered it to the door."
Yes. So we already knew that his heart was still there. But I'm just going into the type of sex that they had. Like that is a different capacity.
Well, they gonna talk about it next episode because I did see it.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, I did see him talk about. Did you do anything while we were together? Did you? So they did show that in the preview.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just hoping it was Clifford was who he felt comfortable wanting to try it with. I'm hoping because it's certain. I don't believe you should be around here bobbing and weaving on everybody that you meet. I don't believe you should be gapping your legs for everybody you meet. And I think there are certain
Well,
things
murder
like,
hasn't been though, for real though. To be honest, I mean, he really hasn't. It was with like his best friend, and then it was with Clifford.
right. I'm just saying, I just feel like as far as the change, which I say I didn't know it was as so thank you for enlightening me because I did not know. But
Mhm.
I think when you're doing anything sexually exploring, especially exploring and trying things new, it should definitely be someone that you feel comfortable
Right,
with. At least for me.
right.
Yeah, child, I can't do everything with everybody, but see me and my person. I
I just,
say,
to me personally, I felt like he did that so they could really get back in Clifford's good graces because he wasn't trying to really deal with him at the time, and now he's there as a pity situation, and now you bottoming for Clifford. Like to me, it screams this is a pity situation.
good night, mother.
And I ain't Black Diamond.
I do wonder how Cliff gonna react though.
Yeah.
Flip over and use the ultimate power move. Yeah, girl. When I put on my Asper cream on these knees and act like I got knees like Megan. I'm just playing. I don't have to put on the Asper cream. They are gonna, but didn't Teak to murder? No, I thought murder did. Teak didn't.
Murder did Teak. Teak didn't do murder.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I really don't think that Teak that murder. I don't think that murder was into Teak like that. Like I think
I
it
think
was
he was
just.
in love with that man.
I don't.
Not as in love as he was with
I think he had love for him, but I don't believe he was in love
they
with him.
had a
Cause
whole history, Nola.
they did. You can have a whole history with somebody and still love them and not be in love with them. And here's why I say that because if you out, right, and
Mhm.
we have the chance to have our relationship and I'm in love with you and you are the person I want to be with, I'm not writing postcards and mailing my ex trying to get them to pay me no attention. I'm not doing it. I could be wrong, but I'm just I'm not doing it. I'm not sitting with you like if I was in love with you, Deb, and you asked me about the
I
person
do think that Teak was the rebound guy. I do think that because Clifford wasn't dealing with him.
and you asked me, I'm just saying. And here's how I come to that reason. One, because he was doing it. Two, when they were sitting at the diner, and Teak asked him about Clifford. his whole mood changed, the voice changed, the
Right.
softness in the. I couldn't sit and I mean, he was honest, right? So you always want somebody to be honest, but it was the way in which he was talking about Clifford, like he liked the cotton candy and the sun glistening on your face on a warm day, the hot shower and the steam. That, you know what I'm saying? It was the passion and the care in which he talked about him that you didn't get when he talked about Teak.
But when you're dealing with DL guys like Murder, though, anybody who shows them that love and compassion, like Teak or like Clifford, are showing them, their love for both of them are the capacity that's still the same for
And
both of them.
this make a difference. This make a difference. I don't care, gay or straight. This
Yeah.
make a difference where your heart is at.
The only reason why though is because Clifford was the first person that he dealt with that we know of. So yes, I can see that. But when Clifford stopped dealing with him, then there was Teak, and he already had a prior relationship with Teak before Clifford in jail. So we don't really know the capacity of love that he had for Teak because they had one before Clifford was even around.
I mean, I don't know. We'll never know. We'll never know now because Teak gone. I thought we was gonna get us a good Jerry Springer between Clifford and Uncle and Teak, fighting down over the murder. But
I'm wondering if he turned around for Clifford because that's what Teak did with him in jail. We ain't never seen do it before. So those are things that I'm wondering about because I do know the different. There's a big difference.
that wedding is gonna happen if I have to drag them stubborn heifers down to the house and perform the ceremony. Okay, I'm trying to tell you.
I could see Teak turning Little Murder around in jail.
I can see that. Like, what would show Cliff he's serious?
Right. And that would be it. That he let him inside of him.
So then it's not a pity thing. He wanted to show him, baby, I'm yours.
No, he wanted because Cliff wasn't talking to him. So now this
Baby,
is the thing
it's
that I'm gonna do to let you know I'm not
all
serious.
yours. If you want it tonight, I give you the red light special all through the night. Baby, little murder style. I'm still in the deal.
Here
You getting this pussy.
goes.
You ain't going nowhere. You're mine. Child. Yeah, I couldn't be with just anyone. I would be a broke last of the night because I'm not having everybody up in me. And that's what I'm saying. In that moment, in his vulnerability, he went to his comfort. He went to where his heart was, and he wanted him to know, you're gonna let me up in this house and I ain't leaving.
No.
No, I mean, no, I'm just joking, but no, it's
That's kind of close.
I hope he not playing with Uncle Clifford though.
We now play Uncle Clifford, but also the doors open for the questions for me when he let him top him.
See, I still say murder has no time for pretense after the shock of losing Teak. He was showing Cliff that he's all in, total vulnerability and completely in love.
Why didn't he let Cliff inside of him before Teak died?
Do you think, and I'm just asking, because we theorying
Mm-hmm.
over here. Do you think Teak, like before, right? He had to hold up an image, so he already felt some type of way about being who he was. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna be the bottom, I'm gonna be the top. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just theorying because I don't know obviously how it worked.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think in that moment when he lost Teak, that kind of made him realize it don't matter to a certain extent? You know how sometimes you can. I'm
No,
just asking.
I don't think that at all. That's what I'm saying. To me, Clifford wasn't dealing with murder at all. So when he got back into the house, it was a pity situation. So for murder to turn around and let him do him, it was okay. I got by any means necessary. I'm going to let you inside of me. I know this. Which one? It could have turned a different type of way because What if Uncle was just a total bottom? You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, this there's so many different things that are happening right now. And I think that because Patrick Ian Park is involved in this, they're going to play on this.
You could be right. Seek and Murder started their relationship in prison that there were will force people to be together and make them cling
Right.
to one another, which seems like love and could be, but they need to care, but they need the care of another human.
And they probably were flipping and flopping around, doing being times about for each other too. So that could have been that. There's also a thing where it could have been a thing where Murder let Clifford top him because that was something that they did in jail. Like, what if he was fantasizing about Teak when Clifford was topping him? Like, there's so many actions happening right here.
That will hurt my soul. And Beyonce said, "You won't break my soul."
I'm just saying
I gotta stop making these faces I be
we've
making.
never seen Murder be a top. I mean, be a bottom before. Why was he a bottom this episode?
Well, I hope we get the explanation, because you know what? We're gonna come back next Sunday because we gotta see if you was right or
I
not,
want
because
to
they're gonna have
know.
the conversation.
Yes, I want to know.
They're gonna have the conversation. Because you know what? And he could have been fantasizing, because when Uncle Clifford was down to the skating ring, he was fantasizing that boy was La Murder that was giving him face. I
That's
don't
what
know.
I'm
Now this
saying.
next scene I want to talk about. Oh my god, we skipped it to get to
I
the
didn't mean to stay there this long either. Sorry.
huh.
I didn't mean to stay on that long either.
It's okay. But this is one of the. I think well, this wasn't the last scene, but it was the scene when grandmother was missing, and she had went
This one you
down
had
to
me
the
scared.
and she had oh
When you was posting on Twitter, I was literally watching this. I'm like, oh my god, Loretta's gone.
and that's why you told me stop tweeting, and I had to
I
stop
was like,
tweeting.
stop tweeting, please.
But when grandmother went down to the Mississippi River and they couldn't find grandmother, then we saw a slipper hill. My heart was like, y'all, I was in here like, well, grandmother, well, grandmother, yeah, I was hurt. But they got
Right.
that just in time to get her up out the water. She talking about Isaac Hayes and the rest of them. I was like, ancestors, hear me. Hear me, ancestors.
I can't tell you. Like, I was like, I gotta
Ancestors.
turn this on. I was turning my TV all like, let me quiet. Let me turn it. I like, I don't want. Is she on? Let me turn it off. Like, I could not fully keep the TV on because I was like, I saw your tweets. I'm like, she's dying. Like, I don't want to even see this. And I was so glad I finished watching the episode. But I turned my TV off like at least 5 times. I was like, okay, I can get through it. I don't want to see Loretta Devine down nothing.
Ancestors, hear me and hear me well. Go visit somebody else who we don't want you here. You ain't welcome. Love don't live here anymore. We don't want you. Go away. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Don't come back around here visiting grandmother Ernestine times New Roman 72 find boy italics. Okay? We are not pleased. We are not pleased. Isaac Hayes, don't come to her. But it kind of make me feel like, is something gonna happen to her?
I heard that she's trying.
Because they could take it this way, that something happened to her at Uncle Cliff, because she did make the statement to Uncle Clifford, you don't have $250,000 to buy the club.
Well, I've heard outside of the show that she's leaving the show. So that's when you was tweeting, I was like, maybe they're gonna kill her off.
Because where you gonna say she went? She old and she blind. So we gonna have to know where she went.
Yeah. So maybe she gonna stay at the hospital.
Lord, why is she leaving? I don't know. But he did. You right. You right. It's D. It's just D. He
Yeah.
did say goodbye to her at the end, and y'all, that took me out because I'm like, you don't say goodbye. See you
Yeah.
later. Talk to you later. Not goodbye. Don't
And
say.
why did they not show him go visit her?
Well, remember, it's in the time of COVID when COVID first happened. Remember, all of those
Oh
people were in the
yeah, yeah,
hospital,
yeah.
and
But he ain't called. They ain't called nothing. Like, I'm sorry. No, there's something you could have done to communicate with her.
but remember,
That's Loretta Devine.
but if we being realistic to
Let
what
up a
was going on
spokesman
during
ass song.
COVID, if we're being realistic to what was going on during COVID, remember, even when people had
They
their
can still
cell
talk on the
phones,
phone.
they was, but the nurses was talking and holding up for them if they was able to. But remember when she was getting in the ambulance, they say her, we have to go. Her oxygen is down to 5%, and she had to put the mask back on her face. So she could have been one of those COVID patients where if her oxygen was not low enough, she can't. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. We got to see what
Clifford could
happened.
still call the hospital and talk to Loretta
What if God
Devine.
just saying she? You think Clifford ain't called and talk, seeing what was going on with
Why didn't we see
Grandpapa?
that though? I wanted to see that because she's still alive. Loretta Devine not going to die on no show. Period. Cancel the show first before she dies.
Well, no, I don't want them to cancel it.
Then bring Loretta Devine back to the house.
Because you can't
I
have
don't want to
nobody
see
else.
her die on nothing though.
But if she's
I won't be able to handle it.
but if she's leaving the show, like rumor is
They're saying that they
allegedly.
moved her to like California or something to the hospital.
What you said that she you, let
I
me
don't
put
want
that
to see
up
that she
there.
died.
Allegedly. If she's leaving the show allegedly, you can't have somebody come in and replay that role. You nobody can
What they
ever.
could do was keep her in the hospital and make sure that Clifford is making phone calls to the hospital. We don't got to see Loretta Devine in the hospital. Loretta Devine her character needs to be portrayed as still alive for me.
She is Loretta Devine, period. Period.
And that's me being selfish.
Loretta has many projects coming out. She was filming Days of Our Lives while filming the show. Girl, not Days of Our Lives.
And she's doing that show on Netflix too with the family reunion.
She sure is with one of them, the twins. I can't tell
Yeah,
them apart.
Tia,
The black twin.
Tia.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. We gotta put grandmother in the home, and the home can't have no visitors because COVID something. She can't die.
All they gotta do is she calling me. What you said? Oh yeah, that's what the doctor said. Okay, well at least you're doing good. We don't have to hear her voice at all. All we don't know is that Clifford is on the phone with Loretta, and I'm okay with that part.
Because she can't go. She
She
can't go.
is
But
not dying.
that was so sad and heart wrenching to me.
It
Y'all,
was.
my grandmother, 94 years old. I did not need to see I did not need to see nobody grandmother wading in the waters trying to go talk to Isaac Hayes and he ain't here. That
Why was she trying to get in the water? I forgot about that. Why was she trying to get into the water?
she said, you ain't here saying Isaac Hayes and all of that. She was talking to all the dead people and she was trying to go to them.
Oh
Not
wait,
the
Ricardo
yes.
said T-Boz, Joe's Jackie. Oh, Jack A.
Jackie Harry.
Jack A.
Yeah.
Yes, Jack A. Yes, she is. I know. I didn't know the T-Boz was on it
I
though.
didn't know T-Boz was on Days. What the hell do Days of Our Lives still come on it? On the soap network?
I'm gonna have to start watching that. I love T-Boz and Jack A. But I know that
Yes,
T-Boz was on there.
yes. It's just the black twin. Even their brother knows the black twin. What's his name? Taj. Taj
Uh,
gave the twin that's like this her birthday greeting when something like, "My sister, I love you. You're so wonderful. You're so great. And I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember all the words. You're so great. I enjoyed you. May your years be filled with prosperous things going forth. You have a good day. Enjoy your day. For the other sister, he was like, "You a whole vibe out here." Basically, you know, you know what I mean? He was like, he did call her a vibe. I remember. So even he know it's a black twin and us, a white twin. It's okay.
Yeah, T is definitely the black one.
That's the one married to the black man,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. And she be a whole vibe around here. NBC. Okay, that's when it coming. Come to grips that come to grips that Loretta is going to glory. How I put her in
No,
timeout,
I'm
Tony?
not doing that. We're not doing that.
I'm putting you in timeout, sis. You going in timeout. You lucky you ain't up here.
Jennifer, what's her name? Jennifer Williams? No,
It's on
that's the girl from
NBC.
Basketball Wives. What's her name? Jennifer Lewis.
Oh, she
The
said
Loretta
Katori is
Devine can never die.
explaining. Katori is explaining the water thing on Twitter right now. Who saw it? Can somebody tell me?
Oh, let me go look.
I'm stuck
Is
up
that
in
her
my
name?
child room. I don't have my laptop. I don't have nothing. I'm just in here on my phone doing this tonight. Her IG big lit with the with, with the black twin, cause she is. Tell me what they saying there, because I need to know about this water. Somebody asked Katori if she's sending grandmother to glory, because I need to prepare my heart, mind, soul, and spirit. Okay.
Katori Hall, is that the name? Oh yeah,
KATORI.
PValley. Okay.
Yeah, we trying to figure out about the water. Wade in the water. But while we figuring that out, y'all, we gonna take a brief intermission and go ahead on and like that video. All right, and we back. I hope y'all smash that thumb, hit that like button for your girl. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so Ernestine's desire for water is a thirst for spiritual salvation. Having never been baptized, she seeks the cleansing power of Mississippi, but she is stopped by Little Murder and Uncle Clifford P. Valley. Sound design and composition by Matt Hit Music underscore the siren song of the River Jordan as we hear Beulah's raspy alto beckoning for Ernestine to come home. They're trying to kill out. They're trying to kill Loretta Devine. Um, to come home with Ernestine to walk towards the water. Little Murder continues his role as a death doula. With his white pink and blonde hair made platinum beneath the high noon sun, he looks the part of an angel, taking her bonnet, plunging it into the river and baptizing her, and perhaps being cleansed himself, as this was the same river Big T took his own life. When Uncle Clifford hears Ernestine calling out Beulah's name, it is clearer than ever that death is calling her grandmother to the other side. I will turn P Valley off. I will turn it off and I will not
Murder.
watch
Well,
it.
I know your name is Murder, the homicide, the calculator. We don't need you to be no damn debt doula to hell.
Little murderer take his ass back to the little life. Cause
Why mama name her anything near? Oh,
what
thick
is
girl.
it?
Thick girl. I'll put you in timeout for real.
It says the conversation of passing brings into sharp relief Little Murder's past struggle of having his gay not be clockable due to his um, hyper masculine gender performance. It is a vulnerable moment as both try to define their sexual and gender identities to each other. So this is the other one why he talked to him. Uncle Clifford being non-binary in the world of Chuckalisa Akin to being a unicorn, the way she has always uh, traversed through this southern landscape is revolutionary and lonely at once. I need more than that.
Listen here. We didn't need him to wade in the waters with the bonnet. Okay, let me tell y'all what y'all do. Get around there. Peter Popoff come on about 11:30, 12 o'clock at night talking about the healing powers of the miracle spring water. All right. Now I ain't saying you pay him $39.99 for his miracle spring water. But it might work if you go down to the Walmart or something and get you a gallon of the spring water. Cause Peter Popoff be praying on his infomercial. Go ahead and sit it next to the TV while the Peter Popoff on, and then pour
I'm
it on
trying to get
grandmother
this
head.
person.
Cause what? So he baptized her. He wanna be the angel of death. He got the right name, Lil Murder. He better murder off wanting to be the damn murder
Here's your
dude.
name. It says while we don't name the clinic, the inspiration is the Pink House or the Jackson Women's Health Organization at the center of the Dobbs case, which led to the overturning of Roe versus Wade. When this episode was written and filmed in 2021, we had no idea it would become a period piece. That's not what I want to read.
So what about the what you said about why he let Uncle Cliff top him?
I
I was
listen.
still focused on him being the murder doula. I'm sorry. Cause I am upset.
It says Little Murder's grief is titanic. However, he doesn't turn to a therapist, but he turns to Uncle Clifford, who asks no questions. Burning Murder's clothes in an attempt to destroy assumed evidence and proving just how much of a bottom bitch she is. Wait, do they have something about them having sex on here?
Y'all got my wig tight. Oh, Crystal girl, I watched the Young and the Restless too. I'm real mad at how Jake took treating Phyllis. He out of line. So Granny going to the grandmother going to the water because she wanted to be baptized and purified. It was she does a lot of double symbolism. So it look y'all, this done upset me so much. Look, I done pulled my damn arm off my glasses. See how that done upset me? So this was nah, done drop the screw, Lord. And all right, I'll go to the eyeglass, please. So anyway, this was double meaning. It was her cleansing, but it was also Lil Murder's cleansing since it was the same river in which Teak committed, the big S word.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. How grandmother get to the river that fast?
I don't know. That's what I want to know. Because by the
Cause
time that
she don't have no energy.
and she can't see, and she don't have no car to drive to get there. So the way that she got there and how fast she got there, I need answers to that.
I mean, they might not live that far from the river because I don't think they live that far from the Pank, which is on the river. And
But
if she lived in
okay, but
Chuckalissa,
I thought
it
T they was at the lake when he died.
well, they were sitting by the woods, but you know how you'll have the woods before you get to the lake?
But it says that it says perhaps being cleansed himself as this was the same river Big T took his own life.
He might have took his life by the river. Like we saw them sitting in the car, we saw some trees, but it was nighttime, so we couldn't see what was
Hmm.
behind those trees.
Who's Beulah?
I think he said who Beulah was. Was Beulah his auntie coming to get grandmother?
Well, Beulah is calling Loretta to the other side. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. Beulah need to shut up. Okay? So, I'm gonna go fight Beulah because Beulah ain't right.
Beulah is
Oh,
Uncle
Beulah's
Cliff mama.
mom
Well, Beulah, your
is Clifford's mom.
no, I don't care who she is. I mean,
Beulah shut her ass up.
yeah, that's her daughter. But Beulah, let me tell you something, Beulah.
Find something else to do because this is stupid.
Find you somebody else to go get in your family. You ain't got no more cousins. Go get the people that done move out of Chuckalissa. Go get them. Your mama don't like you. She don't. I ain't gonna say that. That's not nice. She don't want to come by you. She done already turned down one drink.
And Ernestine was never baptized. So that's why she was going to the water to baptize herself.
I wouldn't want to be baptized in the Mississippi River. You know how many bodies they got floating up in there?
Well, that's why probably why Little Murder stopped there.
Beulah is the lady with the big chesticles and the white offer in the white offering and drink to grandmother. Listen, she didn't want you to drink Beulah. Don't come to the river looking for Beulah. I want Beulah to go away. Beulah, go back and rest.
Right.
Wherever you was resting at Beulah, go ahead on the rest.
Don't talk or don't come back. Like you dead, girl.
But that's usually a sign, though. I hate to say it.
I
That's
know. Listen, I can tell you a story about my grandmother, where my grandfather died. That's why I'm like, just shut up. Real need to rest, and don't this rest, girl.
like that was, and that was another thing that hit so close to home for me. Like, within the past year, my grandmother's been sick. Then she
Right.
got better. Now she done been back to the hospital again. And she seems to do better. But I'll never forget. Like last year around this time, I had a dream. And my dad is gone.
Mm.
I found my dad in the house July 2nd of 2003. I found him. Came home from work and child, I thought he was playing a joke on me, and it was not a joke, right? But I had a dream that my cousin and I, which is my cousin on um, my dad's side, um, and it's my aunt's son, who her and my dad were the closest, and we were on a subway. Why we were on not a subway, like the MARTA train, because we wasn't underground, and so he was supposed to be meeting us at a destination, and every time we got to our stop, he was never there. He kept saying, "Come to the next stop, come to the next stop, come to the next stop." And every stop we got to, he was never there. And when we finally got to the last stop, we like, "Hey, we at the last stop. Like, where you at?" And he said, "I couldn't meet y'all. I had to go get my mom." Now my grandmother's still here, but my grandmother's also 94. So I understand seeing that, and they say people know. Like I believe my dad knew before he passed. Like I'll never forget it. I was standing on the steps because my daddy had one rule: if I was going out, I had to be gone before he left for work because he worked the night shift.
Mm.
And if I was coming home, I couldn't come home till he got off, which was cool for me because he didn't get off till like 2, 3 in the morning.
Mm.
But he didn't want anybody to see me coming in the house by myself or leaving out the house while he was gone. So I had to either be gone before he left
Mm.
or don't come home until he was home. And that last night that I saw him, he was on the steps, he was getting ready for work. My best friend was on the way to pick me up. And me and my daddy talk all the time. He was like, I want you to take care of yourself. I want you to finish school. I want you to do everything, that you're supposed to do. And I'm like, Daddy, all right. I'm thinking we just having a daddy daughter talk, whatever, whatever.
Mm.
And when he left for work, he said, bye. The Sunday before that, we was on our way to church. He said, if I move away, would you come with me? And I was like, yeah, Daddy, I will come. And he was like, you don't have to come if you don't want to come. And I'm like, he trying to move and leave me? Like, the hell he got going on? So we had that night, that day, that question, that conversation the night before he died. Went to work the next day. Y'all, I keep my phone on my side. Even if I ain't answering it, I'm 9 times out of 10, I'm playing games and y'all can't interrupt me on my game while I'm watching something or whatever. So I lost my phone at work. So I go to Verizon when I get off, give me another phone. I call my grandmother. I said, it was about 3:30 when I called her. I said, grandmother, you talk to my daddy. I'm trying to call him to tell him that I lost my phone. But I stopped to get another one and be on my way home. She said, no. When I got home, that's when I found my daddy. When people say they don't know why they do things in the emergency, like y'all, I didn't call 911. I called my auntie.
Mm.
I said, she pulling up by my grandparents, by my grandfather, and say, hey, we gotta go. Pull up, blowing. Chris found Glenn on the ground, yada yada yada. They were halfway to me by the time my police called her. My uncle called my Lord, I can't even get the story. My grandpa called her and said, did she call the police? Right? Because we was all, daddy was 45 years old. So by the time they got there, the fire truck had come to the house, pronounced him dead. I'm by myself. They picking me up out the grass because my whole world was shattered.
Mm.
When I finally talked to my grandmother, she said she started to tell me when I called her, don't go in the house by myself. Because a few nights before that, she dreamed my daddy had died of an aneurysm. And when she woke up,
Mm.
it was 3:30 in the morning. So stuff like that, like I believe in them omens. I believe that stuff is serious. You know what I'm saying? It's serious. I don't. So when grandmother was saying all, when she thought little murder was her daddy, I said, uh-oh.
Mm.
But I still don't want grandmother to go.
That's crazy because my grandfather, he was like a dad to me because my dad was on drugs for a very long time. And growing up, I lived in the house with my grandparents before my parents got married. And I remember, I'll never forget, I was in the third grade and me and my sister were supposed to go to the dentist. And my mom never picked us up from school. And come to find out that my grandfather, he was a pastor and his study was in the attic. And I guess he was opening up his window upstairs and he dropped his glasses and they fell in the gutter. When he tried to get them out the gutter, he fell out of the window and died on the roof of his house. And to me, like, I never forget that because it was like before that happened, my grandfather never ever did this. But every Wednesday, the summer before that, he took me and my cousin fishing. I was like, why is it so important to him? But we went. I love fishing, so we went with him. But I was like, for like he was very like we have to go every Wednesday before that summer. So when school started, so when he died, I was like, he knew, you know.
So they say, they say people know. And then the thing about it is, when I found my daddy, y'all, I thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
Like I thought he was messing with me because I used to make him come stand over me, and this is so horrible. And I can laugh about it now. Like y'all, it took me like I am just now getting to the point where I can talk about my daddy and not cry. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? It took me years, but I used to mess with him because I used to say I wanted my funeral to be fun, right? So I used to lay on the sofa and I used to do like this, and I used to say, "Daddy, act like you come viewing my body." You know what I'm saying? He'd be like, he didn't want to do it, but he would humor me. You know what I'm saying? So when he come past me and I feel him standing by me, I'll be like, "What's up?" And he'd be like, "What the hell? Like, what is wrong with you?" Because I had felt like I had wanted to have my casket rigged. So when people viewing my body would pop up and be like, "What's up?" Yeah, I don't know why I thought that was funny. I don't know why I thought that was funny. But I used to say that. You know what I'm saying? So when I got home and saw him laying on the ground, I thought
He's
like,
playing with you.
you know what I'm saying, he was playing with me, but when he ain't never get up and move, that's when I realized it was real. And that was a like very hurtful. And I still have my days where it hurt, but I've gotten to the point where I could, smile and laugh and talk about our good times. Um but going forward on the season, I don't want to see Grandmother Ernestine die, especially with my grandmother being sick right now, and I can't get to her. If they kill Loretta Devine off, Lord, I just can't. I just can't. Don't.
I just think that we've been through enough as Black people. Like seeing Loretta Devine die would be a lot, and I get that they want all the theatrics and stuff, but I don't want to. I don't want to see her or Jennifer Lewis die on no show ever. I don't want to see it, and I hope that they respect that because I feel like a lot of us feel the same way. And like I am really right now, I'm trying to hold back tears because I just that story you just told just it freaks me the shit out.
I was waiting for him to say what's up. Like
I cannot imagine that. I'm sorry.
I thought that's what was gonna happen. Like, but I mean, when it was over, like y'all don't even understand how traumatic that was for me. This is so deep. Do you guys both know the healing that is going forth? Proud of you guys. Thank you, mama. And my mama could tell y'all, I was messed up. I was messed up. When I tell you, like, I literally was in the back of the church, my daddy's funeral, like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to stay here. And my best friend, and my drink at the time was Sky Blues, and she bribed me with some Sky Blue. Now I did not have them at the funeral. I did not have them at the funeral, but she bribed me with them to get me to stay because I did not want to go. Long story short, when I went to say my goodbyes, like my mama ended up pulling me from up under the casket. I couldn't. It's hurtful. It's
Yeah.
hurtful. It's definitely hurtful. It's definitely painful. Y'all be surprised the things I went through. With my epilepsy, I got so sick. Like I came home with a catheter bag. I had to relearn how to
You
walk.
can't be telling me stories like this, no, for real.
I'm sorry. I'm just
Like
saying.
I'm sitting here, like I am literally like holding back this because, like,
You know what I'm saying? I had to
I
relearn.
understand what you're
And my
saying, but
mama's in the
like
chat. She could
to
tell y'all
know,
I'm not lying. She could tell y'all I'm not lying. I had to relearn how to walk. And she was in my chat. Like literally after the live I did the other night, she was like, with the interview, my mama called me and was literally like, I was looking at you like you did so good, and if only they knew how sick my baby really was. Meaning right now, this was just Thursday, so I'm saying that to say, and not for anybody to be on here like, oh no, love this, that, and the third. No, it's to let you know that like, no matter what you go through, keep pushing. Like you can't let that determine who you are, where you gonna go. You gotta pick up and move. Did I plan on losing my daddy at the age of 19? No. Did I plan on not being able to walk and coming home with a catheter bag like an old lady that should be in a nursing home? No. But guess what? I also didn't plan on doing YouTube and meeting all the wonderful people You know what I'm saying? That I met, but had I given up back then, I wouldn't be, you know what I'm saying, sitting on here talking to y'all with a wig plopped up on my head that ain't secure. Yeah. You are so strong. It's been 2.5 years since my dad passed, and I still find it hard to think about him. And Yvette, I'ma just tell you that I'm a girl. Listen, girl, y'all know I always keep it real and tell y'all what it is. It's gonna be, you gotta heal on your own. You know what I'm saying? Like I still have my days where I just can't. You know what I'm saying? I can't talk about them. I can't think about them. Um, I can't do it. I'm not gonna tell you it's gonna go away, and I ain't gonna tell you it's gonna get easier. What I am gonna tell you is you're gonna find ways to cope with it. You're gonna find ways to be able to think about him and smile and think about the good times. But that comes with time. You know what I'm saying? It comes with time, and there are gonna be things that happen, movies, moments in life that's gonna make you think about him, and you're gonna be sad, and that is okay. And it is okay to say you're not okay. And don't let nobody tell you about, oh, they wouldn't want you crying like this. They would listen. You can't tell me what they would have wanted, and you can't tell me how to grieve, and you can't tell me how to make my heart feel. My heart gonna feel what it wanna feel. And so go however you feel at the moment. If you wanna scream and cry, girl, scream and cry.
The
If
fact
you
that
wanna
you're able to
laugh
tell
about
that
it,
story, like the fact that you're able to tell that story,
it took years for me to be able to tell this story and not cry. It took years.
because it was something so
I didn't mean to make you cry. Why am I? I am such a horrible sister. Y'all are attached as hell. Who attached? Who attached it? Girl,
you a strong person for you able to tell that story. I'm sorry. And I
it's
don't mean to be
okay.
crying, but like the
It's
fact that you're able
okay.
to tell that, like to me, it just hurt me to even hear that. That was a joke for y'all. To like that to happen. Like, yeah, I don't know if I'll ever be able to even tell that story.
It's okay. It's okay. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. My favorite Liberian cayenne pepper. Not on your birthday. Now that'll be something. Hush. I don't think I would ever be able to celebrate my birthday again. But that's all right, girl. Go on my inbox and let me know when your birthday is, girl. We're gonna have a whole YouTube party for you and celebrate you and your mama on the channel.
I did not mean to cry, but that just
Yeah,
I don't I don't I do not do well with death at all. I do not.
oh, I don't either.
And
Like I'm gonna tell y'all right now.
I think the
If
fact
it's not,
that you even have a story like that, like to me, if I felt that, like it's like that was a joke for y'all, and then like you didn't even wake up.
it was listen, it was hard. It was hard. I didn't want to come out the house. I didn't want to do anything. And thick girl, thick girl. The same way Deb tell you about no brandy slander, you will not. You see, now you got me making my crazy eye, and you're gonna have people who ain't never been on my channel before looking at me like, what's wrong with her eye? You got me making my crazy eye. No Loretta Devine slander. She leaves
Absolutely
the
not.
show on a trip, on a vacation, get
Or no,
married,
or
find
no
her
Jennifer
happily
Lewis
ever
slander
after,
either.
and she goes. She do not die off.
Yeah, or no Jennifer Lewis slander.
Thank you. It's just no Jennifer Lewis. Oh
Yes,
no. Oh, that is the I
those are
don't
my
want no
girls.
sing with me, Sharon. I don't want nobody with me in these streets. I love Jennifer. I love Jennifer Lewis. I lost my dad at 19, 2 weeks into my second year of college. I grieved 2 years later. Girl, yes. I understand.
Uh,
I understand. September 9th, girl. I'm gonna have to put that on my calendar, but make sure you remind me as we get close, girl.
what's September the 9th?
That's cayenne pepper birthday.
Mine's
We
is 22nd.
we gonna do a a party for her on my channel. Her mom passed on her birthday. So we're gonna do
Oh
a party
wow.
for her on my channel so we can celebrate her and her mom. So she don't be feeling alone. Now, girl, if you're gonna go to the club or something to have you a hot date, let me know so we can,
Yeah, I cannot believe you made
I
me
might even
cry.
give you a little happy birthday karaoke. But it's gonna be 2 lines because I can't carry a tune. All right. But just
I
know
cannot
I love
believe
you.
you just made me cry on this live.
I wasn't trying to make you cry. Girl, your sister birthday the same day as my oldest nephew. I wasn't trying to make you cry. I was, when I be doing my
I
lives, I
cannot
like to make
imagine
you feel
that.
something.
Like to me, what you just said, I would be devastated. Like that would
I
just tear
was.
me apart. Like I can't. I'm a crier
Oh, I
too.
was.
So
Oh, I was. When I tell you I was a fool child, I was a mess. I was a mess. I was a mess. But it took me going and talk to somebody. And it took me crying, and I still cry.
yeah,
But this is like one of the first times I've told that story. And it's not a story; it's real life. What happened?
yeah,
Um, First time I was able to talk about it and not cry, and not even feel like I want to cry, which lets me know I am finally starting to heal. And
yeah.
this happened in 2003, and it's 2022. 19 years it took me to finally be able to talk about it and not cry. You know what I'm saying? Or not be able to talk about my dad and not cry. So, it is what it is. But like I said, I had that dreamer that he told me, he was coming to get his mama. Now, the same way I feel about Loretta Devine, grandmother Ernestine on this show, I feel the same way about my daddy. Go back where you come from and leave my grandmother alone. But I understand, she 94 years old. So, um, you know, sometimes it can
And
be a warning.
we know Loretta Devine's not gonna last forever, but let her
It comes
like
it
don't
comes as a warning, but you prepare
yeah.
yourself. And so this is why I say this episode was so emotional for me, because
That's why I was texting, tweeting you like, don't do this. Like I was already about to cry when I was
because
like,
it just
what are you saying?
because you know how when something happened, and like even though I had that dream and I've been trying to prepare my heart for when it come and when it happened, you can never truly prepare for that. So to see that on the screen, for me, it was pushing back the feelings that I have been trying to avoid since my grandmother been sick. It was like it was putting it in my face, um, to kind of deal with the emotions that I had been pushing back. Because the same way Clifford is with grandmother Ernestine is the way I am with my grandmother. And I like where art can imitate life and make you think. Like I said, it was feelings that I had pushed down inside. Like, I'm not gonna think about that. I'm just gonna keep moving on. And so, the different people coming to her, it was like, okay, and then the relationship they had and how torn up he was. Like, that's how torn. Like, y'all, I'm in my house sick with COVID. I can't go see my grandmother, and I get a missed call from my auntie to call her back to find out my grandmother's in the hospital. They diagnosed her with congestive heart failure. Like, anybody who know me, if it had been anything else going on with me, I wouldn't sick and all. I would not have cared about them telling me don't get on the road. Me and my children got in my car when I talked to her at 10 o'clock at night. I would have been in my car on my way to New Orleans. And now this is a time that I can't be there. So it make me feel some type of way that I can't be there for her. Now, do I talk to her? Yes, I talk to her. And I check on her, and she talked to me and check on me. And guess what? She feel the same way. If I was feeling better, I'd be there for you. But
Sure,
I remember the
I am.
first time. My grandmother cussed, and I heard her cuss. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have so many memories with my grandmother. Like I said, I am fortunate. I'm not gonna ever get up here and sit up here and tell a story about I had a low down dirty family. I didn't have that. I come from a family where we have Sunday dinners and family holidays. And when you come by my family. Everybody is auntie. Like, Deb, you talk to my mom and she like, hey, my son. Like,
Yeah.
if you was to come to New Orleans and come by my family, it's like, hey, nephew, hey, niece. Like, you are not the friend of. You become family. I grew up with family that's family. I had a real grandmother, not the going out grandmother. Like, my mama knew if she had to work a double shift, she can drop me off by my grandmother. My grandmother picked me up from school. My grandmother, like, Wednesday was our day. I would get out of school at Wednesday and we would have McDonald's. And then after I do my homework, kids eat free on Wednesdays. That was our bonding time. You know what I'm saying? We would go to Shoney's. I don't know if y'all remember Shoney's, but they had the kids buffet. And my favorite memory from when we went to the kids buffet at Shoney's, we was in there and this little girl said, Mama, you stupid. And she said, your
Uh,
dad, and she said, your dad is
okay.
stupid. And my grandmother was like, I'll whip her little ass. Like, it was
I'm about to, I'm about
look what mama said. That lady is always cursing someone out. But she is, she was I don't
no, look,
understand not having a grandmother.
I'm about to drop down
Okay.
because I can't.
I know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you cry.
You like, yo, I love my mom so much. I cannot even imagine none of this stuff. Like I'm reading prosperity theories. I mean, it's like, Cheryl's like, "Are you an empath?" Like, I am a seriously empath. Like, it's just tearing me up, y'all. Like, I can't do it. I'm sorry, but I enjoy this though, and I hate crying on the internet, but like when it comes to that, like even you telling that story about like that was fun for y'all, and then it like you didn't wake up like I could never do that. It would terrify me the rest of my life. So I'm gonna drop down. I'll get in the comments or whatever. But yo, I enjoyed this, and
I
I
did.
I gotta get down because this is tearing me up. So,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to tie you up. I ain't gonna be up here
oh,
too much
you're
longer
fine.
because
You're fine. It's not your
this
fault.
thing. When I put this thing back on my finger, it's been beeping all night. So
You didn't know that, but like yo, I don't like these kind of stories. Like it tears me up because I'm so overprotective of my mother. I never want to hear these stories. Like, I've never lost a parent before, and the thought of it even it scares me.
it's difficult.
Yes,
It's
I
difficult.
don't want to. My
It
mom.
feels like a piece of your soul is gone.
I already know that's my.
Listen, my mom in the
I don't be
comments.
mean to my mom. Like even when my mom pisses me off, like I don't even be mean to her because I just know like if she's not here, like it's gonna rip me to shreds. So that's why it's just like,
Listen, I
yeah,
get so. Listen, my mama is grown and can do her thing and do whatever she want, long as she let me know. Cause baby, if I call her and she don't answer that phone, or like I know my mama gonna call me. My mama gonna call me when she get off of work on
yeah,
her way home, and then she gonna wake up. She gonna wake up during the middle of her time to be sleep for get ready to work, and she gonna call me. Then she gonna call me. We gonna talk on the way to work. If I don't be there for her, and sometimes if she don't call me during the middle of the day, I don't worry about it because I know she has to sleep. She's at work. But baby, when I tell you, let her not call me. And then I'm used to her calling me at a certain point in time for work. When I
yeah.
tell you, I be like, um, you think you grown? I ain't heard from you all day. What's
That's
going
me and
on? But,
my.
but y'all, let me tell y'all about my mama. Fun story. And my mama about to talk about you. But I'm gonna let you know. My mama, but my mama's the same way with me. Like I have a sister, but I'm my mom's only child. Me and my sister share a dad. My mama will get all on Facebook, y'all, and tell the people I'm missing. if I don't if I don't answer my phone, like, cause I could be in his sleep or whatever, and so then when I'll call her back, and then I'll call her back first, and then I'll call like my aunties. They'll be like, "Girl, you missing again." Thank you for the super chat. Tell your testimony. You're a survivor. Keep inspiring us, sis. Thank you, B. Helen. I appreciate you. And if I said your last name wrong, I do apologize. Yeah, but I like when like here's the thing about my channel. I like when we can talk about TV, but I also want to relate it to real life situations. Like we can get up here and gift and gab, and y'all know I'm a drag and read, because that's what I do. I read, but I also want us to be able to relate it to real life situations, because a lot of the times we see things on TV and we like, dang, that's messed up, or that's this, that, and the third, not realizing we going through the same thing in our own life, but we not applying it. You know what I'm saying? And working the situations out. You know, and Zeb, I owe you something.
Hmm?
You know what I mean? I owe you something for making you get up here and cry like this. I'm so sorry.
It's just hard for me because like I don't do well with death. And I guess like that was something that was special between you and that was your grandfather.
That was my dad.
Your
Oh
dad.
no. Oh no. Me and my grandfather. Like I have. That's what I'm saying. I have family. So like I have multiple.
You can tell I kind of blacked out when that was in the story because I was like, who was it? But
It was my
to know
dad.
like that was something that was funny for y'all, and then it turned into something that was very serious. Like to me, like I couldn't imagine that happening to me. Like I just don't do well with death at all. My mom,
Oh,
I
not
can tell you,
not since
I
then.
don't.
Since then, I'm not. uh, If you not super close to me,
Mm.
don't expect me to come to your funeral. I'm not going like, and I don't mean to be rude. There are some people in my family like they pass. I'm on the road. I'm going, and then there are some people I'm like, child, send me a program. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? If you are not super, and it's not that I don't love them. It's just I can't. Since then, I can't. Like even my mama, and she can tell y'all to this day, in which I know I need to know because she's my mom, and if something ever happened, I'm the only one who can do it because I am definitely her next of kin. I am her child, and I am of age. I refuse. I refuse
Your mom
to
just texted
talk about it with her. What she said.
me.
See, I told y'all my mama called damn her son. I refuse. I refuse. Like, I refuse to talk about it with her because I can't. I'm not there. I'm like, write it down. Tell me where you're going to put it, and I'll find it when the time comes. I don't want to discuss it. I don't want to talk about it because I can't. Like, I already feel like half of me is gone. You know what I'm saying with my dad. I can't imagine both of them gone. Like, as grown as I am, 2 years from 40, I will feel like an orphan. I like, so I don't want to just, nah, we ain't talking about that.
Yeah. I ain't mean to even go through all this like tonight, but whatever.
Me and my son, our girl, Stu, you part of the family, girl. So you got, hey, cousin, you have more family now. Hey, cousin. I just can't call y'all cousins because I know that's what Rodney the Voice do, and that's his thing, and I love Rodney the Voice, and so I don't, want to bite anybody or, mean no disrespect. So, I told my mom I was running away, and she packed my bag and gave me $20. She gave you $20. Why she gave you $20? But no, y'all. So I love what Katori is taking the series, because it's opening up for me a lot of issues that we have in the community. Oh, we forgot to talk about Haley and Keyshawn. Did anybody feel like I want
I had to
Haley
go
and
back and
Texas
watch
to
the
be so
little poem
good?
that she did like 3 times.
Huh?
I had to go back and watch that poem like 3 times. Like, what is she talking about? But then I understood it.
Yeah, she was trying to tell her of another way to get out.
Yes. But we all want Keyshawn to get out though.
But Keyshawn have to want to get out.
Right. I don't know. You know what?
I think she wants to.
I hate when people say that. It ain't about Keyshawn wanting to get out. Like somebody to drag Keyshawn out.
I think
she's
she wants
not
to.
in a good place. She does want to. That's why she tried to get out last week. But the
I
man
think she
better
wants
for
to,
her.
but I think she has. After we saw the episode about her past and the dad and how he did her for the stepsisters, which is it just me or did it seem like the the daddy was a grape juicer. Something wasn't right with
Well,
him
they
and the
did. The story
sister.
doesn't make sense because they said on season 1 that she met him at the strip club. So this is like a story they just made up.
Yeah, I mean, all right, but it.
But if you actually gonna believe this part, where was the dad? Like we didn't even see him. And this Cinderella story, I mean, okay, he came in. We get this part, but like she tried to leave last week. When Haley came, why did she leave with Haley this week?
I, I don't know. But what hell it? But what hell it gonna put her at though? In the pink with her?
Anywhere besides in an abusive house.
I mean,
She goes
listen.
to the women's shelter. She goes to at the bank with her. There's she has options. Not in house with that man. Period. Like that man needs to be. Why are they not calling the cops on this man so he goes to jail?
Well, is he? I always felt like is he somehow tied to the dude who's the mayor? Well, not the mayor, but the acting mayor
I ain't
in
see that.
Corbin.
I didn't. Is he?
I kind of feel like he's somehow tied to them.
I don't remember seeing that.
We didn't see that, but it's just, I mean, they're the only these kind of people really on the show. So I guess maybe I'm just trying to tie them together. I mean, you have others, but I mean, as far as like main characters that you see consistently on the show, I don't know why I feel.
They did say that they met at the pink on season 1. They said that.
Yeah, they did.
On season 2, they had a whole backstory that didn't coincide with season 1.
I don't know, but I just hope Haley's intentions are pure in trying to help Keisha.
I feel like they are. Like I don't see. I know what you said, but I feel like the reason why she keeps trying to up the money is because she wants everybody to get paid out, right? And whatever Clifford decides to do, because even if you have problems, like it's never going to last forever, and that's real talk. It's not going to last forever. So what she's trying to do is get them paid out, and then even when Murder was like, "Oh, this is like, what is it like $1.3 million?" Like it makes sense. Like at least she's getting you what it's worth.
More than what you got, Clifford. But
Yeah.
for him, I understand it from both sides. But for Uncle Clifford part, there's no amount of money.
Well, it's going to be
There's no amount of money that's going to be good enough.
It's going to be amount of money when it's closed down and then you don't have nothing.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I get that. I get what you're saying. I get, but I'm just saying, it seemed like the way the character, like you said, nobody's ever gave him nothing. That you see, his grandmother was singing it, especially if Grandma Ernestine died, and that's all he have left to remember her. It ain't gonna be no amount of money.
He has the house
that's gonna satisfy.
He has her house that he lives in.
It don't matter.
That's what he can remember her by. The paint ain't it. And I think what Haley's trying to do is like, listen,
girls get naked. If you throwing bands, then you know she gonna shake it. 1, 2. Oh my God. I mean, I don't know, but I want Keisha on to do something better.
Me too.
What I really want to go next is Haley's back. Haley Autumn Lakeisha Savage.
I need to know that story.
I need to know that story.
And I want to know Murder story too. Those are the
maybe she could spin it like this. Oh, it's thought the smartest thing to do was to build the casino around the pink, and then they would make a whole lot of money.
Yeah, but
okay, because the
people that are trying to build the casino have to be in to agree to that, and they're not trying. They're not trying to do that.
True,
which
but
that makes sense, but they're talking about tearing it down.
Right. They probably want to make it a parking lot because the pink is on the river.
Yeah.
So if you put the casino on the river, you make the property, the riverfront property, the parking lot, because they're gonna need a big parking lot. But that would make sense though, because after the dirty old men get drunk,
they want to go.
And when at the casino, they're gonna come throw the money at the girls, and they will be killing it.
What they should do is just upgrade what it looked like with the casino.
The pink is Uncle Clifford's home. He grew up there. Someone said Big Bone is the dude's sister, the guy they killed. You seen they had the same ring?
Wait,
She
who's
got
Big
the
Bone?
same ring as him.
Wait, who's that?
Montavious, the guy they killed in season 1, they saying that he's Big Bone's sister.
I don't remember who that was. Who
The
killed
the
them?
Mercedes shot him, and Diamond and Uncle Cliff got rid of the body. Season 1, the dude who Money Haley was taking.
Oh, okay.
Montavious. And you know that ring Diamond have on his altar, that's Montavious' ring.
Now, whose sister is that?
The theory is Big Bone. You know the one Big Bone. They're saying
Right.
that Big Bone is his sister, but you know him and Big Bone have
It's
that
whose
same
sister?
ring. Montavious' sister.
Who's Montavious?
Montavious, the dude that was looking for Haley in season 1. And he showed up at the strip club and they killed him.
Okay, I know who that is, but like, who's the sister though?
You know the girl Big Bone who Haley said, and last but not least, when they was picking the stuff and they said Big Bone on the last episode, her and Diamond was getting it in.
I must have missed that part. I don't know who that
And
is.
he was seeing old girl face, but she the bartender.
Now
She's the bartender now. If you
that's the
watch
girl who
the
auditioned to be a stripper, but then they made her the bartender.
bartender,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
Big Bone.
Okay.
That's Big Bone. That's who
I
they
don't
say.
really know the people's names. I'm sorry.
Okay. That's Miracle Watts.
Okay.
The stripper. I seen her in person stripping at the strip club. So I don't know why they was playing like she can't work the pole, because she was sure working them here in Houston. The girl is awesome. Awesome. Okay. But anyway, they saying that she
So then
is
why would she hire her as a bartender though? Does she not know?
she might have didn't know.
Okay.
She might have didn't know. But if you go back and watch and zoom in, that same ring that's on Diamond's thing, she got the same ring. So if she's not his sister, she's somehow in connection to him.
I saw something where they were showing that I don't remember what episode it was or what was going on, but there was like some devil horns on somebody's head or something like that.
That was on the last episode with T. When he was getting his hair cut and the man said,
Oh
"You can't
yeah, at the barbershop.
in the mirror."
Yeah.
They want to tear it down because they plan to gentrify Chuckalisa. I believe it. I believe it. That's what they do. Colonizers.
I think Haley's gonna do what's best for that place if she can do it, if it makes sense.
I think if it makes sense, yes. It's a sentimental value for Clifford. Everybody else is just money.
But Clifford got to think outside of that, because if it's already if it's going to get torn down regardless, then she's doing the right thing. Haley's doing the right thing. At least let me get y'all paid what it's worth.
And the thing about it is, Uncle Clifford wanted to save it for a home, and these girls need to make money, but they ain't gonna make no money with a closed down baby. Y'all gonna be stripping in a casino parking lot.
But if she gets him at least $1 million, he can start another paint. Like why?
So if the building is that important to him, and they want to tear the building down, why don't we just sell them the land, lift the building, and put the building on a new?
That's what I'm saying.
A new area. Then he still has the
and if she gets him over $1 million, then he's able to pay for that.
We should write Katori in time. Diamond gets him them. I mean, not Diamond. Haley Lakeisha Autumn Savage. And that's gonna be her name till we find out who the hell she really is.
Because I don't think her name is really that.
Me either. That's why I said that's gonna be her name till we find. Because that's all the names she done used so far.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. She would get him the money. He got the $1 million to do whatever he want. You know, to lift the buildings, give them the land. You're gonna tear the building down anyway. lift the building, put the building, so he still has the building for his sentimental value of where he grew up on a new plot of land. We should
Wait,
write
ain't
it.
Miracle Watts Mississippi?
No, Miracle Watts is Keyshawn. I
Keyshawn.
mean, Keyshawn is Mississippi. Miracle Watts is Big Bone, the bartender, the one we was just talking
Okay,
about.
okay. I thought that was. I gotta go back. I'm so horrible at names, but okay. Why don't I know the name Miracle Watts
Cause she a stripper. Well, she was a stripper,
in real
and
life?
in real life she was a stripper, and she Tyler LePay's girlfriend in real life, Diamond's girlfriend in real
I
life.
thought Mississippi was his girlfriend in real life.
No,
Okay, see, I be mixed up. I don't be know the names.
no, that's his girlfriend in real life. And if you ever seen some of their videos when they be out in a club, who babe, I know they be having some good sex. Oh damn, is my mama still in here?
What's going on, Mace?
Hey Macy Pooh. And now Hillary Clinton is her name. Hillary Lakeisha Autumn Savage Clinton. Girl, I don't know. But
Now, what is Miracle Watts from?
I don't know, but I know she used to be. Is she from Houston? Because I know she used to be in the strip clubs out here in Houston, baby, shaking them clappers.
I think every time I say Miracle Watts, I think about Apple Watts.
She is pregnant in real life.
Yeah, I'm looking at her pregnant right here. Miracle Watts is famous for Instagram. She's an Instagram star, model, social media influencer, and entrepreneur. She gained recognition after Drake mentioned her on the Brian Drake track. So she's just an Instagram model.
That girl was in here. Nigga, I listen. I'm telling you, I seen that girl stripping in a club here in Houston.
Oh,
She
she
had
began
on
her
some.
career as an exotic dancer at the
Told
Houston
you,
Club.
I know what I'm talking about. I seen them. I seen them. She, I seen them. I ain't throwing no dollars, but I seen them. They keep talking about the history of the pink and all of the famous people who've come in and out of their building could be considered a historical site. This is true. This is true, but you know they don't really. The fact that that man can walk around there and talk how he talks to them women, um, child, it don't seem like they would be trying to protect these kind of historical sites
Absolutely not.
in Chuckalisa. It doesn't seem like that.
I think they're going to make it where Haley loses her money, though.
Hmm.
They're going to make it where Haley loses her money, though.
I think Haley thinks she can get over on Andre, and I think Andre can't be trusted. I think she gonna trust him and he gonna screw her over. Maybe.
But he's not the one she's having the meetings with about the money, though. It's that
No,
white
but
guy.
huh?
She's having meetings about the money with that white guy.
But you know the white guy is back in his campaign. So,
He's
you know,
back in Andre's campaign.
yeah.
I gotta go back and watch this because I
Yeah,
didn't.
he
I
was
thought I didn't. I didn't
campaigning
know
it.
that.
I don't believe Miracle
I
and
thought
Apple Watts are sisters.
no. I didn't. I wasn't saying that. I said when I hear Miracle Watts, I think about Apple Watts.
My high school got made a
I
historical
thought the
site.
white guy was running for the office too.
Not him, the other one. The other one who always be calling Hetty all kind of bees and this, that, and the third. Him and Andre always running together.
I gotta go back and figure that part. I don't. I don't remember that. I thought that white guy was
Cause so
running.
much other stuff be happening. That's really it's a part of the story. It's definitely a part of the storyline, but he's not that important when it comes to everything that happened and the lessons and the things that we be learning. He's definitely
Okay.
not that important. It's easy to forget about him.
Girl, it's almost 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, I know you lying. And with that being said, y'all, With that being said, no, I don't believe they sisters in real life. They're not sisters in real life.
Yeah, I didn't believe that either.
They
I
just
was
both happen to blow up with and have Watts as the last name.
yeah.
But with that being said, y'all, that means it's 3 o'clock in the morning here. Oh, mama, it don't matter, child. I would have said what I had to say anyway. I was just saying. But I'm about to get off anyway because I am starting to get a migraine, like right here, and I've been struggling to push it back, and it ain't it ain't working. I'm sorry, makes you late, baby. We 3 hours and 25 minutes in.
Right.
But with that being said, y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to So Deb's channel. Subscribe to my mama channel, y'all. Moments with Vivacious.
Your
Now
mom
she
got a
ain't,
channel?
yes, she ain't reading people like me.
I did not even know that.
She teaching y'all history and love and about our culture and things we need to learn.
And
Okay, so don't go.
I'm gonna call your mom tomorrow too, by the way.
So don't be expecting to go on my mama channel and get no reading. Okay, she ain't reading y'all. She teaching y'all something. You know what I'm saying? Go over there and learn about your history and different things like that. Okay. And really just things to bring us together. I, on the other hand, drag people. My mama don't. But make sure y'all go and subscribe to her channel. Subscribe to Prosperity Thick Girl. She did her first live on her channel today. Shout out to Thick Girl. Make sure if you're a thick girl, also go get your cup. Okay, go get your cup. I don't have my cup because I've been dealing with health issues, so I can't put nothing in my cup. I guess I have to put Miller juice in my cup the next time. Make sure
Ain't
y'all.
nobody ever told me that her mom had a channel, Prosperity Thick Girl. I know that was never
I
mentioned.
say it all the time.
I
On my
never heard
channel.
that. I just subscribed though.
Make sure y'all go follow Ranting with Ricardo and subscribe to her channel as well. Yvette, you in the UK, girl? Well, I ain't never know you was in the UK, girl. Make sure y'all subscribe to Let's Get Into It, okay? And I'm trying to make sure I didn't forget anybody. Subscribe to It's Just D.
Yeah, subscribe to her channel.
Subscribe to It's Just D channel, y'all, okay? And because we equal opportunity and love around here. Make sure y'all subscribe to Astute Queen B.
Yes, Astute Queen B.
She has a channel as well. Okay, so we just want to share all of the love and support. It's enough subscribers around here for everybody. Okay.
And I got a new channel that's about to come out too.
And Deb got a new channel that's about to come out, and we about to be going around there too. I want to thank you all for tuning in. If you're new here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you've been here, y'all already know what to do. And if you feel so inclined to do so, join the channel. Night, y'all. Bye-bye.